Oh, love me, Mr. Oh, Mr. 知らされるほど切ない二人だけの危ないゲーム Love is war, love is war, love is war 踊らせて
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ships Worldwide. It is now February, right? You know what February is the month of?
What?
Love.
And cold.
And cold. It is cold out.
I've been inside your house for about, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, roughly.
5 to 10?
Yeah.
And I'm still, freezing.
Yeah, it's not nice out. Hi, we're doing introductions every episode again.
Yes.
I'm Tanner.
And I'm Adrian.
And we are Ships Worldwide, the podcast where we talk about daily going-ons and everything in the gaming world as well as our lives. And then we do an exchange at the end where we talk about...
In the middle.
In the middle. Well, yeah, I say at the end, but yeah, it's more of the middle, really, just because how it's kind of broken up. But in the end, as in the final result, it happens at one point.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah, it is not nice out.
I mean, we mention this, every other podcast, but, we do live in the north.
Yeah. Going down to minus 45, did they say? 40 to 45? That's Celsius. But that doesn't matter because once you get past minus 40, Celsius and Fahrenheit, they're about even. Minus 40 to 45 is about the same for each.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter where we say it. Minus 45 is cold. I had to shovel.
This morning?
Not this morning, but Friday there. And it was up to my knees.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad here because I think the wind blew.
Oh,
and when it
probably.
blows, it bunches up, right?
Yeah.
And then to throw it off, it's like, oh, it's the worst. Shoveling snow sucks, but I can listen to podcasts while doing it.
I listen to music. That's
Pop in some Good Boys or pop in some. I'm still listening to the F Plus, where they just read terrible things off the internet. I just listened to, when I was out there, I was listening to people talking about giantesses. Do you know what that is?
No.
Oh, you're lucky. Attack of the 50-Foot Woman?
Sounds familiar.
Old movie, right? That's what they're into.
Okay.
And it's about them discussing it like they would if it was real. It's weird. But that's a podcast that I like listening to. They have some 300 episodes. You can pop in any, and it's them talking about horrible, horrible things. So I've been enjoying that.
That's cool.
Okay.
I've been listening to the H3H2 podcast again.
Okay.
They came back with their season 2.
Okay.
Yeah. They had Vsauce on for their
Really?
first episode.
Michael?
Yeah. Hey, Vsauce.
Michael here. He's the best. People will post a picture and then write words on it, and I will read it in his voice. People have done entire news articles as the way he would say it, and I read it like it's him. It's incredible.
He's incredible.
He is incredible. Remember when he had a YouTube Red show? Remember YouTube Red?
He still has it.
No, it's mostly just me trying to say, hey, YouTube Red, Lamo.
But now it's YouTube Premium.
Right. Did they change it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Probably because it sounded like a suggestive name.
Little bit. Little bit.
School's been going good.
I guess we're getting into our weeks here. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been tougher this year, but I think it's because 2 out of the 4 teachers are less than ideal in their methods.
It be like that sometimes. It defs be.
One doesn't know how to teach, but he knows his stuff, but he just doesn't know how to teach it. The other one is condescending and treats us like kindergartners.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
No. Not a fan of that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Watched Double Indemnity on Monday for one of the film classes.
Oh, okay.
It's
Never heard of that.
Really?
No.
It's a black and white noir film.
Yeah.
Set in LA, I think. And it's about this man who falls in love with a woman, and they commit this murder because the man's a insurance guy.
Yeah.
And they do the whole thing getting a guy killed on a train to get the money.
How fitting based on what we're going to be talking about later.
And then it turns out the woman is not as nice as she seems, and it's really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's honestly black and white. There's some black and white movies out there that like you look at and you're like especially when you're younger, you're like, what is it's gonna be dumb? It's black and white. But you watch it and you're like, well, because they don't have the crazy CGI, they have to be really inventive with their storytelling
And the lighting,
like
and the set
lighting,
decoration.
Casablanca, so good. Love it. There was a couple others that I watched in black and white that are just outstanding. And like I would say, the Hitchcock's films, all of them. We watched Vertigo. Amazing. So good. His work is amazing. So yeah, no, I'm happy that you're able to see some of these really classic films. And
Yeah. So hopefully they get better with time. I mean, like in the class.
yeah.
The more we watch, the better they get, not the worse.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Broke my pizza delivery record yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
36 deliveries.
Did you knock on the door and then go, pizza time? Did you?
No.
Did you ever refer to it as pizza? Did you say, here's your pizza?
No, I've had instructions told to me. Like someone puts like a note on the front door.
Oh, yeah?
And it's just, last night he was like, come inside and yell pizza. It's here. Really loudly.
I love that. I love that so much.
And then another one was just like, say something specific. Or like, knock a specific way or something.
Oh my god.
It's fun like that.
That's fun.
But it wasn't fun with the cold.
No, yeah, it wouldn't be.
No. But I think that's it with normie news.
Yeah, well, for me, speaking of the cold, I ended up going on a little insane. Let's use the word date. And
what it is.
it was a lot of fun, but it wasn't fun. One, parking downtown. That sucks. So we end up parking. We got into an underground garage. That's the good thing. We're underground. It's going to stay warm down there, and I know that we're close to where we have to be. So we get out, and we're walking to our destination, which is the theater, because we're doing improv. We're not doing improv. We're watching improv. Though I did go up on stage and do improv with them because I needed a volunteer. Oh, yeah, because I do it all the time. I love it, right? So, like, can we get a volunteer? No one put their hands up. I was like, I'll do it. So then had a bit of fun with that. But so we get there, it's all good. And then we try to go back, and we're like, okay, we know that the underground parking is, down there. But there is a underground pedway system that connects all the underground of the downtown.
Okay.
So like all the parking lots, the library, the theaters there, they're all connected through the underground. So we're like, we're going to go that way. So we walk through the underground and this is like 12:30. It's past midnight. We're walking around and we're like, do you know where we are? No, we're asking around and we end up coming. So we walk around for probably about 20 minutes. And we're like, this door, this looks like it's right where we need to be. We open it up.
Oh.
And we literally came out
Okay.
the door beside the door that we first left from. Like, when we left the theater, we went out the main doors.
Yeah.
To the left of those doors was the door that we came out after going the underground for 20 minutes. We somehow did an exact circle, and we get out and we're dumbstruck. We're like, how did we do an exact circle? And then there's these two homeless guys, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, are you guys lost? Do you need some help? So they tell us where to go. They're like, just go down the road there and you go there. So we end up having to walk outside because the underground is so labyrinthine. It is a creature of chaos that literally somehow looped us in a circle.
Mementos.
We were freaking out because we're like, how did we go in this exact circle when we were walking in straight lines?
That is weird.
It's weird. So we decided, next time we're not going to park on that one underground that is an eldritch abomination of a structure. But no, it was good. We had a fun time there.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Cool.
Anything else?
How's work going?
Work's going. Work is going. We're going to a hockey game with the kids tomorrow. So we're going to be heading there. It's in the evening, but then Tuesday, it is a special teachers convention thing. February has so many days off. So it's like we have a teachers convention here. We're going to have one for 2 days at the end of the month. So it's like, yeah, it's going to be hopefully a bit lighter, but we will see. We will see how it actually goes now that I am the teacher and no longer the student. Because as a student, it's like, yeah, this month gets so many long weekends and it's awesome. But then you're like, there's only one actual extra day off as a teacher, and that's Family Day there, which is a holiday that only exists in Canada.
Yep. Thank God for Reading Week.
Oh, yeah, that's coming up for you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Mid-February, I think.
Well, then, because we get spring break next month.
Yeah, that too.
So, you don't get that.
No.
No. This is your spring break.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Spring.
Spring, you say in minus 40 weather with, it's a ridiculous name. I do not use the word spring until the snow starts to melt. Doesn't matter what the date is.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter the other way.
I can agree with that. I don't agree with the
fall.
Winter.
As soon as it snows, I call it winter.
No, it's...
That's as soon as as soon as the snow falls.
It can snow in August.
But falls and stays around. If it falls and then melts within a week, that's fine. It's a fluke. But if it falls and then that's it, we are in the winter period. Like, if it is a snowfall that creates the winter, then I say it's winter.
Okay.
Like, if it randomly snows, because it snows in, like, whenever. But, like, it's snowing in, like, August, right?
August, yeah.
Which is going to make some people go, what? And it's like, August. That I don't call winter, but it's when the snow falls that stays.
Okay.
That's when I call it winter.
Have you heard about, you've obviously heard about the polar vortex going on?
Yes.
And how, like, on the weather thing, they didn't even have the colors to describe how cold it was?
Yeah, it's, I should not, like, I hear some of the stuff, and the bad part of me is, like, we deal with that every year, but then I know that, like, they're literally not prepared for this. Where we'd be like, yeah, minus 40, throw on your jacket, walk outside with some gloves. It sucks, but you'll live, right? Yeah. But with them, they're like, literally, it said minus 20 was killing people out there.
Really?
And, like, I go outside minus 20 without gloves even sometimes just because, like, whatever, it's minus 20. It could be worse. So, like, for us, we're so used to it. But, yeah, like, some people are, like, they're not made for it. And there's been, like, 20 deaths so far from people who just, like, they throw on, like, a light coat and they're like, well, this is all I got. And, like, FedEx workers going and delivering packages by hand with just their company-given FedEx jacket, which is not heavy enough.
Oh, my God.
So it's like, they're not made for it. And, they can't wear another jacket because capitalism, right? So it's like, scary stuff. Please stay safe.
Then on the other side of the spectrum, Australia's having their hottest period ever recorded.
Yep. Hopefully it kills some of those man-eating spiders. But if anything, they'll evolve to become magma resistant.
Okay.
All right. Time for... Okay, I gotta say, though, when I went to the improv show, one of the girls, like, they have the hosts come out on stage, because because remember we went last time and it was the, like, the improv theater sports where they had two teams fighting each other?
Yeah.
So it was that again, right?
Oh, okay.
But, like, the team captain for one comes out and she goes, "What's up, gamers? Let's do this." And I'm like, that's just for me. No, like, all these older people in the audience, like, that is just for me, right? It's so funny. And she said it multiple times. She called the audience, "What's up, gamers?" or "Let's get this bread, gamers." And I'm like, oh, it's so good. Okay, I'm going to keep going. It had one of the funniest sketches I've ever seen, which was, like, the game was the person will play music, the pianist, and then they have to act according to the music for their entrances, and then that dictates how they act for the scene. So the first one is this sort of scary, like, old man walking music. So then the girl comes out and she's an old man and she's like, "Dennis, where are you, Dennis?" And then Dennis, who's played by this other guy, is in the background and he's, like, flying around looking like Peter Pan, kind of, right? And it's playing his twinkling music, and Dennis is like, "I'm in the walls, Papa." And it's like this whole scene of this boy trapped in the walls. And he's like, "I'm in the drywall, Papa." And then by the end, it's, "I'm going to be in the ceiling soon, Papa." And it ends with this, like, art house thing of, "You have to let go, Papa." And then
God.
people come pick him up and like and make him ascend out of scene, and it was this amazing thing. And like I was dying laughing, and I'm like, this is so absurdist. I was worried people would hate it. Like it was deep web internet humor at that point. Like there was a few other ones that were like more generally funny, but this one was so brutally absurd that I died laughing, right? So it was a fun time. I really recommend, if you've never gone to an improv show, look up some local improv people and see if you can go head to one, because it is unlike any other experience if you've never actually been to an improv show, especially if you can get up on stage. Would you do that? Would you get up on stage?
You know what? I'm getting progressively more comfortable in front of public.
The first time I was told to go on stage was my choice. I was terrified, but after I did it and it was awesome, now I always volunteer. There's a level of like joy you get being up there and helping them out. So I love it.
Well, because they had a presentation which didn't go very well. Cause it was out of our control. The third group member didn't really pull their weight.
Fair enough.
But anyways, I was the one who was like the most confident up there. I was making people laugh, and I'm like,
right? And when you do that, it feels good, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I like to go up and do that there. I would have, though it was one where I didn't get to talk. It was just me. I was basically the puppet master controlling the bodies of them. So I would have preferred one where I got to talk, but you know what? Hey, it was still fun.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Ready
now,
to get this bread?
Let's get this bread, gamers. What did we play this week? There's 2 really big games. We're going to talk a lot about them, sure.
Yeah. So, do you want to start, or me start, or?
I'll start.
Okay.
I'll start. It finally happened after 15 years. Kingdom Hearts 3 is out, and I'm playing it, and I still don't believe I'm playing it.
Really?
I've put in about 8 hours so far, which I remember because I work. It's like that's how much I can only put in. But like, I'm playing it, and it doesn't feel real still.
Really?
It feels like a dream. And that is both good and bad. Good as in it's amazing. Bad as in it's not as grounded as some of the previous games, if that makes sense.
Grounded? You started...
So what I'm talking about mostly is like, it is very clearly going the same route as Final Fantasy 15 went.
Oh, okay.
Kind of simplifying a lot of the level ups, a lot of the, like, there's only, like, in previous games, you have multiple, like, things to level up. You'd level up your, Sora, you'd level up his moves, you'd level up his forms, you had multiple things to level up. It's like, every time you use a summon, your summon gauge will level up. Every time you use this thing, it'll level up this, right? This one has just one general leveling system, very harkening back to the first game. Like, it's a little basic in that regard. And in general, it feels a lot more set-piece driven. It's not as much like, oh, if you play well, you can then unlock this move to do this thing. Things are given out to you as you're playing. Okay. And you're given them at a good pace, but they're just given to you. And all of your really, really cool attacks are basically, if you do a good combo, it will just pop up and say, press the triangle button to do this crazy attack, right? So it is a bit like they toned it down from...
It sounds more streamlined.
It is. Yeah, it is. That's the word. It's like Kingdom Hearts 2 is mechanically crazy. You have so many types of level ups. You have so many like stats to worry about. This is really streamlining it, which leads to some of the most crazy stuff, like huge bosses, crazy set pieces. But at the same time, it's really easy. Like, I'm playing on normal, and it feels easier than easy of some other Kingdom Hearts games. So there is no, like, all the Kingdom Hearts games have easy, normal, proud, and critical. There's no critical mode yet, which is like the hardest. So they said that they're going to probably do a big DLC kind of, because all the Kingdom Hearts games went base release and then something called Final Mix, which is like, like the director's cut version. They said they're not going to do it for 3, but they said we could do it as DLC. So I think they're going to do base games out. Now we're going to have the big Final Mix DLC, which will probably add a couple bosses, more items, rebalance some things, and then Proud Mode, right? Okay. So that's probably how it's going to go. But it's absurd. It's ridiculous. Like, for one, the loading screens are Instagram with hashtags.
What?
Like, it's literally Sora's, Donald's, and Goofy's Instagram pages with hashtags. When I saw that, and I'm looking, I'm like, is that Instagram? And it's literally like a screenshot of a location or an event or a game, and it'll be Sora saying like, man, remember when we did this? Hashtag Way to the Dawn. Hashtag Sora. And I'm like, what? Sora gets a smartphone in the game.
Oh.
Sora gets a smartphone that, and here's the thing. It's incorporated into the plot. It's a game changer that he can make phone calls now. And he gets the smartphone and he's like...
Watch it be like the crucial part of the
oh,
story.
It's gonna be. But it's like he gets a smartphone. He's like, I don't know what to do with this. Jiminy Cricket pops out because he journeys with them. He's like the record keeper. And he's like, well, gee, Sora, you know those smartphone things ain't too difficult. I mean, me, myself, I have a little smartphone myself. Me, Jiminy Cricket from Disney's Pinocchio. And he teaches Sora how to use a smartphone. And he's like a tech-savvy grandpa. And you're like, what is going on? But the weird thing, and it's a good weird thing, is that previous Kingdom Hearts games basically went like this. You play through the Disney movie, and then at the end you'll usually get a little bit of, like, they'll kind of tie in the Kingdom Hearts actual plot, but for the most part, it's you play through the movie, solve the event, and then afterwards you get the actual, like, plot progression for your characters and the overall plot. Like,
okay.
It's very separate, right? For this one, they're really integrating it in. Like, there's a part where the fact that the toys from Toy Story are alive is an important plot thread for the Kingdom Hearts story.
Huh.
Where...
Could that even, like, play back into the actual movies or something?
So, okay, that's another thing. Half the movies in the game are tied into just, like, a recap movie. The other half are canon sequels. Toy Story and Big Hero 6, these are the canon sequels. This is Toy Story 2.5, canonically. And this is Big Hero 6 2, canonically.
I don't believe that.
That one is because this...
So then why don't they mention Sora in
So,
Toy
but here's
Story
the thing.
3?
Well, yeah, that's... Yeah, here's the thing, though. Well, mind you, I'm not at the end of the game. There might be some brainwashing stuff, but, like, it's they say, like, this is in line with the canon, but it's because this time, and this is going to my next point, the story is very clearly written with the Disney crew. The previous games were written by Square Enix. Mm-hmm. They're absurd. They're very Japanese in the way that things are said literally. The humor is, there's no humor really. It's so funny because it's so serious, right? This one is written very clearly, if not with, but by the Disney side. So there's legitimate, really good humor, like modern Disney movies, like that type of humor.
Okay.
It's in here, and it's weird because you're so used to these characters being kind of stoic and still, and then they're now acting like they're in, like, Tangled or something with, like, smash cuts and, like, and it's amazingly animated. It looks at times like I'm just playing a Disney movie. Like, there is just a Disney movie in front of me, like a 3D Disney movie. And then you'll see Sora there just chilling. And he's a part of it. And he's acting along with them. Huh. Like, they've done some amazing tech work making this look like what it should be. There's they play out a whole scene from Tangled. Like, shot for shot the exact same. Recreated. Mm-hmm. But at one point, they mention Sora's plot. And, like, that's where the deviation occurs. But it is shot for shot the same.
That's cool.
It's, like, animation-wise, amazing. So, gameplay-wise, it's a lot of fun. It's a little streamlined, but still tons of fun. The story is... It is occupying the same space as Infinity War. In which... Infinity War does not follow a common movie narrative structure. It expects you to know everything, and it goes right from the start.
Okay.
Very little fanfare.
So
it just goes.
If you want to play Kingdom Hearts, don't start with this game.
This game, other Kingdom Hearts games start with an extensive tutorial. It starts with some very, laid back, you're on the island. Mm-hmm. It's teaching you the game. Slowly, you're learning, right? Oh. The opening of this is Sora going, let's go to Hercules World, and you fight the Titans and Hades in the first hour. The opening of God of War 3?
Yeah.
That's the opening of this. You're
crazy.
running up Mount Olympus. You're fighting the Titans. The final battle is fighting 3 Titans at once. And 2 of those Titans were bonus bosses at the ends of previous Kingdom Hearts games. They were the super bosses alongside Sephiroth. Now you're fighting 3 of them at once. So, the escalation is there.
That's good.
So, yes.
For the end of a trilogy.
End of a trilogy, I've already been told there is totally a huge sequel hook at the end. Which is they
haven't said anything about this being the last one anyway.
No, well, they already confirmed it's not before. They said, no, this is the end of the trilogy, but it's not the end of Sora's journey. At all. So, it's
the end of a villain arc or whatever.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a villain arc. So, it's really good, though.
The whole time you were talking about that,
yes,
I just had the image of that T-posing red... I don't know
what
the red thing from Hercules.
You mean, the little...
Did you see
the little red demon?
Did you see it on Twitter?
No.
He's standing in front of a fountain T-posing, and then the player takes the camera out and focuses on it, and then Donald walks up to the fountain.
No. Those are secret there's secret little Hercules dolls and stuff in the stage. Okay. So that's what it is.
Just the way it was shot, and Donald just watched it hit it out of the screen. And then he turns around and looks at Sora.
There's some really funny shenanigans that your party members get up to. Because again, you have a camera feature. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of missions with you have to take pictures of certain things. So there's some fun stuff there. But it's as soon as you look at any character, they'll look at the camera and be like, well, guess I got to pose and do some crazy pose. Hercules will just straight up pose, and there's a lot of fun to be had.
That's cool.
It's really enjoyable. The big complaint I hear from people is that they expected it to be bigger. In terms of story, it's huge, but in terms of worlds the worlds are huge, but in terms of content, they thought there'd be more.
Like a longer game or something?
Well, not really. More just
more to do.
Kingdom Hearts games are usually full of side quests and mini games, and
okay.
It's more like Final Fantasy 15, where there are a few, but they're not as big or grand, kind of,
Okay.
So, but you know what? I'm loving it. And
how far are you?
I am just, I guess in terms of worlds, I beat Olympus Coliseum, the first one, Hercules. I went to Twilight Town, which is the second one, which is kind of a hub you go to. The rat from Ratatouille is there. You cook with him. It's a whole mini game, and it's really difficult. I went through Toy Story, and then I'm halfway through Tangled. So I'm on the fourth world. There's, not counting, I think there's 4 more at least.
Okay.
At least, maybe 5 more. So, but the worlds are huge. They are, each world is absolutely massive, and they're all pretty much open world.
That's cool.
Which is it's so weird, because what would be separate areas in previous games are one huge, expansive one. And it almost, I almost want those loading screens in for the breathing time. It's kind of weird, but it's really good.
I want to get into the games, but I have a lot on my plate right now.
And and those are a lot. And like I said, this is the Infinity War. This is everything is brought up. And when I say everything, there's points where I'm they could bring this, where they'll be talking about something, they could bring this thing up from this one spin-off, but they won't know about that, and they bring it up. I'm oh my God. But it's the DS remake of the mobile phone game is important.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
The mobile game is important. Every game is used in some way. And it's kind of nuts. it is the conclusion of a lot of this. So I'm enjoying it though.
Cool. Just enjoying it?
No, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Yeah, no, for sure.
Cool.
I'll go through the rest of my stuff that I did this week for gaming and other things. Played the Jump Force beta.
I watched your playthrough of it.
It's deeper than a lot of people think. It's not just a mash-friendly game. There's a lot of mechanics with timing of moves, with the dodging system and the guarding system. And a lot of people don't know there's a guard button. A lot of people don't know about that guard or dodge button. So
really?
Once like online, like I lost the first match because I forgot the controls. But then after that, it's like I won every one because no one knows to like see someone guarding, grab them. They're like, well, you saw what Beat shared, right? With the people should stop spamming guard or whatever. It's hilarious. But no, I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to look forward to that full game when you get to.
When's it coming out again?
Well, I get it 3 days early because I got the digital deluxe version. But looking, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't keep dates in.
I have fleeting interest in it since JoJo's in it now.
Yes,
so.
well, we'll talk about that in a sec.
Yes.
Speaking of Shonen Jump, though, I started watching 2 anime based on Shonen Jump. One of them is called Kaguya-sama Love is War. It is a romantic comedy, but it plays out like battles. Let me explain, okay? So here's the story. The student council president and vice president, a boy and a girl. The girl is like super rich. She's like, a nobility. She's like the top of the line, smartest, most money, owns everything. The president is just this guy who was poor, worked incredibly hard to get to be the student council president, and is just like top perfect. But he tries. He's not born into it. He's trying, right? They both believe that love is war. The person who confesses their love is the loser. They have crushes on each other. But because they believe, no, I cannot admit my crush. The other person must. I have to get them to convince their love or confess their love for me. So every episode is like 3 battles of them trying to get the other person to say they like them. They both really like each other, but they will never admit it. So it's all about them doing incredibly backward schemes. Like, we're talking Wile E. Coyote-esque to try and get them to confess their love for each other.
Yeah.
And it is ridiculous. It is really fun. I'm going to play the opening theme as the opening of this podcast, because they went for like a James Bond sort of thing, like a jazzy James Bond opening. It's really good. And it also had, you might have seen, I showed that on Twitter, the one scene that's animated amazingly. The rotoscoped one. Okay, well, the ending of one of the episodes has a rotoscoped dance number. Now, do you know what rotoscoping is?
Yeah, isn't it like the multiple images in a circle type thing?
No.
That's kaleidoscope.
Yeah, no. Yeah, the kaleidoscope there. Rotoscoping is where they film someone and then draw over it for the animation. So, like, they have someone actually do the dance, and then every frame of the video, they draw over it to make it look incredibly smooth, because it's literally drawn over frames of a real person.
Oh, okay.
So they did a huge rotoscoped ending dance, which was incredible looking. I'll just skip forward here, and like you'll see, like it looks incredible, where it's running at like super crazy, like 60 frames per second, pretty much, looking like, because they literally had someone do the dance and got a real person.
That is incredibly smooth, yeah.
Like, it's really smooth, and the motion is super realistic, and so, like, yeah, like, that's what got me to watch it, because I saw this animation, I'm like, wow, that's really good. So, it's like, it's really cool there. Crazy, though. Insane. They had, in the most recent episode, they had a bunch of French exchange students come in, because France loves Japan. And so then they're like, okay, we got to put on this show for the French students, right? And one of the French students is like hired by the principal to test the student council president. So the French student comes up and is like, the French are ruthless when they speak. They will destroy you verbally. So she goes up to him and just starts laying into him with the most vulgar French insults ever. And I know a bit of French, and I picked up like a third of it. So when I'm listening to this, I'm like, wow, that's... and it's just her screaming at him. And then it's revealed that, and he's just like, oui, oui, no, oui. And he's just... and then it's revealed, it's like, I don't speak a lick of French. And she's like, how can he survive my attack? And so it's just... it's hilarious there. So that's the first one I'm watching. On the other hand, the complete polar opposite is The Promised Neverland. Now, you might have seen Beat posting about this quite a bit. He does a lot. It was this in Dr. Stone. I'll show you a picture and you might recognize it. Promised Neverland. Have you seen Beat posting?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Okay, so it is, so I'm watching the show of it. It's also in manga form. Show's brand new, but it is a psychological horror show. It's terrifying. It is the most suspenseful ever.
It doesn't look very
Okay.
suspenseful.
I don't even want to tell you the twist that makes it suspenseful, but all I'm going to say is it is a bunch of kids, ages like 2 to 12, living in an orphanage together. They all have numbers tattooed on their neck, though, like serial numbers pretty much. And they spend their days with their mother, who's just kind of their caretaker, scanning barcodes.
Okay.
And so you're like, that's a bit weird. And every now and then, a kid there will be adopted, and they will leave the place and never come back. One day, one of the girls decides to go see where they go.
Okay.
And I don't even want to spoil it, but let's just say, hey, remember how you were like surprised that JoJo's Pretty Open was showing kids dying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, you see some big wipeouts.
Yikes.
It's incredibly, it's the type of scary I love. Where there's no jump scares. There's no gross out scares. But you're so worried about these weak characters. There's no superpowers. There's no superhumans. These are just kids trying to survive. It's really good. So I've been watching that one, and yeah, like absolutely terrifying. Like I mean, I put it to watch it upstairs, and my dad came and just sat down and watched the whole thing with me because he's like, this is really good.
Huh.
So I've been enjoying that.
Cool.
Maybe one of them will get into Jump Force. Probably not, but it's possible.
Seems like every anime is getting in Jump Force nowadays.
Well, it's just because a lot of the Jump.
It's like
Anime
Avengers.
Well, because Jump is literally Marvel. And
Okay.
there are other comics that aren't Marvel. But a lot of the good ones
Are Marvel.
So that's kind of how you look at it, right?
Okay.
So yeah, Jump is just so you wouldn't get like, some of the other ones that people really know and talk about, like, One Punch Man, or you wouldn't get Fairy Tail, or some of these other ones that are like, yeah, like they're not Jump. Like those are kind of DC, if you will. And like there is a rival company for this, so it's like, but yeah, Jump is just, it's Marvel. And so that's how it kind of works there. And that's, because what it is it's literally a collection of comics that every week, like one chapter gets released, but you buy it and you get basically every week one chapter from like 10 comics. So it's called Weekly Shonen Jump. You buy it every week and you open it up and like, what's in it today? So you get to read. And it's like, oh yeah, this one you get one chapter One Piece, one chapter Dragon Ball, one chapter of Naruto.
Okay.
So that's why. So I actually love that idea, and I think Marvel should do that. Every week you get one chapter of like 6 to 10 ongoing series.
So you don't have to dedicate yourself.
You don't have to dedicate yourself to them, and you'll get the whole story if they're connected, right? So I think that's such a brilliant way of handling it. And you can even buy back old issues if you didn't get them, right?
Okay.
They used to sell these physically here, and it was so cool reading them back as a kid, because you'd get like a sampling of all of them, right? But now they only sell small sampler packs, which usually only have about 4 of them, which is just because like it's too much money to print that much for all that. So it's a bit of a shame, but now we have the app, so I read it now weekly on the app with all of them. So yeah,
Cool.
all right, that's about it for me though.
Time for me.
Oh, but one thing I will say though, the opening for Promised Neverland has the best saxophone solo ever. Like it'll play like it leads up to the opening, and then there's like a wailing saxophone. I'm gonna play it right now.
Okay.
Because it is just like, all you need to do is hear the saxophone, because this saxophone is runner up for one of my favorite saxophones of all time. So, Promised Neverland OP. Okay, it's right at the beginning here. You'll hear it. Just hold it. And you'll get to see it a little bit.
That's pretty good.
It's a real good sax.
Huh.
Oh, I love saxophones so much. All right, speaking of saxophones, because Resident
No.
Evil,
What?
the bad saxophones in the bad music.
Right.
Yes.
Kind of.
Little bit.
A little bit of a connection
Little
there.
bit.
This game's incredible.
Oh, I've
It's,
seen.
Every enemy is a challenge.
X gonna give it to you. What?
I'm gonna get them. Just wait.
Sorry. He comes in randomly at times.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
You never know.
I
when
know.
to
I know by
expect
experience. But yeah, like every single zombie is a puzzle in terms of like, how am I going to take this one down in the most efficient way possible?
See, and that's what I loved about 4, because 4 was like that.
And this is like, I've only played 7 and a bit of 4, but like this is easily the best gameplay wise. The atmosphere is like perfect. There's like some parts where you're walking down hallways or in rooms, and like just the imagery it casts is just like incredible.
So did you play with the default soundtrack on?
Yeah, you have to get the deluxe edition to get the switcheroo.
Now I have heard. So one thing that I've heard that you might want to, if you're going to play the game again,
I'm in the middle of Claire's right now, so
you will probably want to at a point. But if that comes out for the DLC to get,
it already has.
well then,
It's $20 though, and it comes with a bunch of other costumes.
totally changes the game.
Really?
Every room has a song.
Huh.
Because it's basically the original soundtrack, right? In the original game, every room had a song that played. Versus a game that's mostly silent.
I wonder how that would change things.
There's less silence and now more atmospheric music. So
That's fair. Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if you want to
probably on
check that out
the
there.
second runs of the characters, I'll
Yeah, so I was
I'll
gonna.
get
That's
the
I was trying to not bring up, but it's not. I mean, anyone who played the original game knows that that's in.
Yeah, it's there's basically 4 campaigns. 2.5.
There's a few more than that.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know about the other characters?
Oh yeah. There's like, again, this game is so jam packed with content.
So wait, you know about the other characters? I mean, they're not spoilers. They've been in since the original.
Hunk?
Yeah. And then do you know the other one?
Tofu.
You know about Tofu?
What changes? You just play as Tofu.
No, there's big Tofu changes.
Really?
There's big Tofu changes.
Oh man.
There's big Tofu changes.
But like,
and actually, Hunks is an entirely different story too.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The liquors in this game are probably the scariest enemy in the game.
I could see that.
They throw one at you at like near the beginning of the game.
I saw it when you first met it, because
Yeah.
I just hopped on your stream at that time.
And it's like, you can't kill it, but like you can move quietly. Like you can like walk past it quietly.
Yeah, because they have no eyes. They only go by listening.
But the game knows you're doing that and changes the liquor AI to like sense you and it's like that tension, but like you can't go any faster.
Yep.
So the tension is just thick right there, and you're like walking right beside him, and he like turns around, and he's like, "What is that?" And like as you're walking, you get past him, you can hear him right behind you, like follow, like he can hear the little steps, but like he doesn't know where you are exactly. And Mr. X.
You know, it's not even his actual name, right?
No, it's not. It's Tyrant.
Yeah, it's just Tyrant, and then I think it's 00X or 00T or something. Like it has a number there. Because the Tyrant is a class of bioweapon. There's a Tyrant in one. There's a Tyrant in this one. Nemesis is a Tyrant. So yeah, that's like a class, if you will. But
I think I'm not even kidding here. I think the part of the game where Mr. X is hunting you in the police department is the scariest part of a game I've ever played in my life.
Really?
Yes, because you don't know where he's going to come from, and sometimes he just appears.
Wow.
And like the first time you do that, like you play through that, like the second time it's not as scary, but it's still like, oh my god. Like or the first time, there's like a trigger sequence where you know he's going to start running around.
Is it where you see it in the camera?
No,
Okay.
it's when there's a crash helicopter.
Okay. Yeah.
And when you go around there again, he like moves it out of the way and starts chasing you. But like once you lose him there, he's gone. There's a part where like you go into a room where he can't go in, but you can hear him stomping around.
Ooh, that's good.
But that's actually him, and you can like hear the actual model moves around.
Wow.
And all that, and you know like he's exactly where he is. But it's like so terrifying when he's like you can hear him.
Yep.
But you don't know exactly where he is. And there was a time when I exited that room on the other side. I'm like, oh, he's gone. Cool. So I just walked down this hallway. Boom. Comes out of a wall. And you watch that clip.
Yep.
That's when it's like, okay, this guy's not to be trifled with.
Yeah.
And then like, I think it was like an hour and a half, or maybe like an hour of having to like get all the pieces for an electrical panel and all that type of stuff. And like, there's parts of the gate that have to go all the way up to the clock tower, and it's like almost pitch black. And there's zombies around, and there's Mr. X is like hanging around, and there was the part where a liquor was on me, and as I was like stabbing him in the neck to get him off, you could see him like just walking out
walking
the hall
up,
and I'm
man.
like, ah! It's like something you need to experience.
So, then this is where the big change comes in, because do you know how Mr. X worked in the original?
No, I'm really interested to see how this game was.
So there was about
originally
6 to 8 locations where he would show up in your playthrough, but they were set locations.
Oh, okay.
And you just don't know if he's going to be there on that playthrough or not. But there was always these set locations. So, again, when back in the day, it felt like, oh, he could appear anywhere, but he didn't. There were set locations. But now it's like they're giving kind of back that idea of you don't know where he's going to be. So it's bringing forward not the gameplay, but bring back the feel of it, the feel of not knowing where he's going to be.
So you know the main area where you can like save and all that? And
Yes.
There's boxes, and where Martin is for a time. I'm like, okay, it's well lit. It gives a sense of safety. So I'm like, okay, I'm saving here. He crashes through that door, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So like, it's just the feeling you don't feel safe anywhere. And like at first I'm like, I don't know if I feel safe in a safe room. And that's like,
there's a couple locations that are actually like 100% safe.
Yeah.
But you don't know which ones they are because yeah.
And it's like, he's not even that scary looking.
He's not.
It's just something about the way he moves around and his demeanor.
Yeah, and so like everyone's saying, like we can't wait for the Resi 3 remake.
Oh man.
Because Nemesis,
that would be
one,
terrifying.
is actually scary, and 2 has a rocket launcher.
I can just imagine
You look at him, he's right there. Do you see Nemi?
Yeah.
He's right there. He is Mr. X on steroids.
I can just imagine like him being in the RE engine.
Terrifying. Yeah, like that's gonna be real scary. So we'll see what happens there if they. Like I said, it could be easily just DLC that they bring it for, because RE3 uses half the assets from RE2. Like it's they could easily just make it DLC.
I'd prefer like an entirely new remake.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, but it wouldn't even. But it's not going to take long, even if that's the case, because they already have the areas for half of the game.
They even said they're like.
Well, they said if it does well, they'll do it, and it's
doing well.
doing pretty well. Capcom won the best developer of 2018 award from Metacritic.
Well deserved.
Yeah, right.
Like
they've been putting it in. Like even like again, like the only bad game, quote unquote, that they put out was Marvel Infinite. And I even love that game's gameplay. Mm-hmm. Like, that's just because it visually doesn't look very good, but I love that game's gameplay. So it's like, they've been cranking it.
In terms of, like, actually getting this game, though, did I talk about this last time? No, I didn't.
No, because there was no last time. It just came out between parts.
Well, I had a pre-order down on it at the EB Games.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, like, oh, there's a Best Buy across my school. I'll just pick it up there, right?
Never trust Best Buy.
So I go there.
Don't trust that for
they're
games.
Like, oh, we sold out. We only have the Xbox, one more copy of the Xbox One version. I'm like, dang, okay. So I walk outside. I'm like, I call EB Games saying like, do you guys still have Resident Evil 2 Remake on the PS4? And they're like, yeah, but it's probably going to be out by the time you get here, which is in the evening. I'm like, damn, okay. So I call the EB Games nearby in the nearby mall in the city center there.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, we have copies, but it's the lunch hour rush, and we don't know if we're going to have any when you get here. So I like hop on a bus, go back, because I had a lot of time before class started again. Went to the city center mall, just booked it there. And I got there, and they were like, we just sold out of our last copy.
Wow.
2 minutes ago.
Wow.
And I was destroyed. And they were like, oh, but we can check the other boxes to see if there's like a few more copies in another separate box. And I'm like, I worked here before, and that does happen. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, yeah, go ahead. And lo and behold, one copy in a random box they had.
Maybe it was an employee putting it aside for himself or something.
It was in a sealed box.
Hiding it. Well, maybe he was being extra sneaky. No, I'm joking.
But I was so happy when I got it.
I saw the Walmart had like 7 copies. But then you'd have to buy it at Walmart.
But I wanted it that day one, right? Cause,
yeah.
But just knowing that it was so hard to get.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, this game's gonna be popular, but
it is, and it helps putting in something as as social media-able as Mr. X. Mm-hmm. He was everywhere.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
But yeah, the later part of the game isn't as scary, but it's that typical you got the weapons, you know what you're doing.
Once you know what you're doing, it always. But they do
throw things at you that's stronger variations of enemies.
Oh, I know what they are. So yeah. Because again, there is some stuff that they totally cut out of the original version. There was a few more enemy types, but they would only appear in one room, and it's only because they were already there in RE1 and they just ported them over. Mm-hmm. There was giant spiders.
Really?
In one single room. They were a common enemy in RE1. They just put them in because it's a cute little cameo, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not in. There was these crows that would fly at you and attack you. Again, just not enough work to remake them entirely because of how much effort they're putting into the enemies. Everyone is so detailed. The zombies have random amounts of health. Mm-hmm. The zombies have random walk speeds. The zombies are they have all sorts of different factors.
And they're scary.
Right? Oh yeah.
Even when they're far away from you, you see them across the room, they run at a lower frame rate, which makes them more odd.
Okay, but that's not an intentional design choice.
Oh,
that's an engine thing for video games.
Well, it works.
It works. Oh yeah, but I mean, even most games do that though nowadays. When enemies are too far away, they draw them with less frame rate.
They look unpredictable.
Yes, but it helps. It helps. Yeah.
But yeah, this game's incredible.
Awesome.
Are you gonna get it eventually?
Like I said, I'm probably gonna, because I'm just so busy with a whole bunch of games in a row right now. I think I'll just wait till a sort of all-in-one edition comes out with and Capcom puts their stuff on sale a lot. Oh, so it's not gonna be full price for very long. So I'm just gonna wait for that for a bit.
But this game, when RE4, RE1, and RE0 come out on
Yeah.
the Switch, I'm gonna get them because like I'm becoming a big fan of this series.
They're
now.
really good.
Yeah.
I mean, until about 6.
Well, yeah, I know.
And then it got better again. Don't buy
Uh,
any of the Western-made ones, though. Like Operation Raccoon
Oh, yeah,
City
no.
or like some of
Absolutely
those.
not.
Those ones are literally, they gave like this random Western developer like the license, and they made just like a generic military shooter.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And it's like, why would you do that?
I think this game is better than Resident Evil 7.
Oh, people say it's the best one.
Yeah.
People say it's because, like, bar none, like everything in it.
There's like I can't think of a big flaw
Yeah.
that would deter the experience.
Yep.
Okay, next I've been cruising through Let's Go Pikachu.
Where you at?
I got 3 gym badges.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I'm going to explore, and I went down southeast on that trail, the water trail.
Yep.
And that really long.
Oh,
one.
yeah, I know.
Went through there, got to that city south with the Go Park.
Oh, you got to Fuchsia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, got there, explored, did the gym there, and then I realized like, wow, I'm pretty powerful, and then I forgot to get the gym badge in the plant.
Celadon there.
Celadon. I
Yeah,
forgot to get the
I was
gym
gonna
badge
say.
there.
So that's the thing. Gen 1, you can skip gyms kind of, but
Yeah.
like you have to do them all by
I
the
went
end.
back and I completely destroyed it
yeah,
because I
yeah.
was so overpowered. But right now I'm in the middle of the Silphco.
You are
story.
actually further than me right now.
Really?
Yeah, because I've been playing other things.
Oh, yeah.
But and I'm playing it on video, so I play it at slower there. But yeah, no, you're actually further than me.
Yeah.
Did you get your Meltan yet?
No.
To do that, you just connect it to your phone, and then they send you a box. And then the box, you go on your phone, you open it, it'll spawn Meltan around you, which are an exclusive Pokemon. You can only get through that, and then you can send it back to Go.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a little nut.
I'll do that eventually. I went into the Go complex and I'm like, I don't really care about this. I'll keep
Well, what
going.
it is just you basically you send your Pokemon from your phone there, and then you can catch them.
Okay.
So and like and they're yours, right? And they stay there, and even if they run away, you get them. So just a way to get a few more Pokemon.
I was on the Pokemon trail on the left side there, like when you're wrapping back up to Pallet Town.
Yeah.
A giant Rapidash just appeared in front of me.
Oh wow.
Like as it was growing, it hit me.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, it was fun.
Nice.
But yeah, it's Pokemon.
Hey, it's Pokemon. Yep.
It's fun. More Smash. Piranha Plant came out.
Yeah, he's really fun.
He is.
He's probably one of the most fun newcomers in my eyes.
You think so?
I think so. I think he's really creative.
He's creative.
And I think it's just because he's not based on... I think it's because he's so unique. I feel like every other character that's been in, like, is a newcomer, aside from, like, Inkling. But even then, we had an idea of what Inkling was. It's going to play like Splatoon, you know? The Belmonts, yeah, they play like a Belmont would, right?
Yeah.
Like, we had, you know, Incineroar. Yeah, he plays like a Zangief, or Ken plays like Ryu. Isabelle plays like Villager, right? But he's
King
the
K.
one.
Rool?
K-Rool's pretty unique, yeah. But he's the one that plays like no one that I like totally new, crazy moveset, and he's just fun. I really like him.
His specials are really fun.
Yeah, he's like all of his specials are fun. His smashes are fun. A bit of a stubby normals and aerials, but you know what?
I like his neutral air.
Yeah, his neutral air is the same as Ivysaur, pretty much, with the spinning of the leaves there, which is good, but it's okay. But there's a lot of love put in him with like the footstooling and like his wind pose having Mario in it, which like blew my mind. I'm like, that's crazy.
I like one of his taunts is just like you can just
do
the biting upwards.
Yeah, so no, he's really fun.
I'm happy he didn't get a stage because this opens the possibility for more stages in the future.
Sure. We'll see.
I think it's going to happen. Like the news of Smash selling 12 million.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
Like
I
2
think
months?
it's going to get a lot over time.
Like I think it's going to get more than just the Fighter's Pass.
I think so as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they even have like a thing when they released it with him, like officially on the store.
Yep.
They have a fighter, stage, and music section.
Yep.
And it's like fighter, Piranha Plant, stage none, and music none.
Oh, interesting.
So it's like
Oh, so you'll be able to get maybe music separately.
maybe.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Music updates. I'm happy for that.
Again, like why not, right?
Yeah. And then there'll be a me section later too.
Yeah. I put this in the news later, but like PSA, don't play
Oh yeah.
Mob Smash.
Yep.
Is it just All Stars?
All-Star Mob Smash. Yep. And it says specifically Me Sword Fighter,
There's specific ones, yeah.
Toon Link, Duck Hunt, and Piranha Plant.
I wonder what happened. Like what broke.
It might just be one of them uses something that draws on an asset of another, which causes a memory issue. Video games programming them is weird. Don't ask.
I'm surprised it hasn't been fixed yet.
They're probably trying to find it what it is, right? So they're working on it.
But other than that, yeah.
Well, there's one big thing now that everyone's excited to hear your thoughts on.
What's that? Oh.
Yeah.
I thought we were still talking about Smash.
No. Oh,
Okay.
no.
I'm about 10 episodes in on JoJo Part 3.
Okay.
Yeah. The last part was they just finished dealing with Yellow Temperance.
Yes.
Yes. I love the feeling of this part. Do you know what I mean? Like not the atmosphere, but like the tone.
Yeah.
It's unique. The Monster of the Week thing, like as you warned me about, is in full effect.
Oh, yeah.
But I like seeing like the different stands and like.
Oh, yes. And how they are very different from each other.
Yeah, it's crazy, some of them.
It's not like, well, here's the thing. Part 3, like they're kind of crazy, but as you go on, they get more and more and more crazy.
Really?
Like there's some later on that require a full page of reading to understand. So, but yeah.
Jotaro is fun. He's cool.
He's fun.
He's a welcome. He's serious. He's almost like the complete polar opposite of Joseph.
So here's the thing. Part 1, serious. Part 2, comedic. Part 3, serious. Part 4, comedic. Part 5, serious. Part 6, comedic.
Okay.
Part 7, serious. Well, 7 and 8, they're kind of a mix. But like for the most part, yeah, they go back and forth between serious and goofy.
Love Joseph.
Old Joseph?
Yeah, he's cool.
But do you agree with me where it feels like he's almost a separate character from young Joseph? Like very different?
Yeah, I do get that.
He's really matured.
Well,
like
good
a
for him.
surprisingly amount.
Well, he did learn a lot through Part 2.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
So I'm still trying to like seal the names in my head. There's Avdol.
Yes. Kakyoin.
And
Polnareff.
Yes.
Yes.
Kakyoin hasn't like won me over yet. But Polnareff is like
okay, but there's this one thing that you might not pick up, but it was a big thing in the fan base of Kakyoin has a crush on Jotaro's mom. He was really concerned about her back at the home. And remember, he was like, as soon as he saw that she was like in the disease, he was like, I will go journey with you.
Oh, I guess, eh?
So people call him MILF Hunter Kakyoin. So people like him for that because the whole reason he's on the journey is because he really has a big crush on Jotaro's mom.
And it's just like so weird how like Jotaro hates his mom so much.
He hates everyone.
Yeah, that's fair.
But especially women.
Yeah, it's like
yeah, there's so like it's funny because I watched it in Japanese and you hear like him scream in Japanese, "Shut the hell up, bitch!" to his mom, and you're like, "Oh, he's so cool." But then you hear it in English. You hear it in English, and you're like,
"Whoa,
oh,
that's rude."
That's rude. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Haven't delved too deep into Dio yet.
He's far away.
Yeah, he is.
He's far away, really, right now.
I like the whole journey aspect, and like
that's the thing. That this one is a journey, and it is a clear journey that you can geographically trace.
They even like put it up.
Yeah,
there,
right.
Like,
yeah,
this is where they are right now, and like this is where they're going.
Yep.
The opening.
Oh, Stand Proud is so good.
It's good. I love the like when it opens. It's Jonathan, then Joseph.
Yeah, it goes to them both, and yeah, it's so good. It's all about the legacy.
With the pointing.
Oh, he loves his pointing.
But yeah, there's like I haven't watched it enough to be like to form a built opinion on that opening yet.
Yeah,
but
for sure. Well, remember though, you're gonna get a new one at the end of about.
It's halfway through, isn't it?
I think it's like 18 episodes or something.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Walking like Egyptian. That's fun.
It's fun.
I do kind of miss like the roundabout thing, but at the same time, it's like the way it just like switches to that ending theme.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
They do it well. What else? Any other things you want me to ask about? Or anyone else is asking about?
Let's see here. Just trying to think of early, like what the early part 3 stuff here. Okay, how do you feel about the stands though as a concept?
First thing I say is like they're cool.
Okay.
Yeah, they're cool. I'm just trying to think like if there's like a specific word. Well, what do you feel about them?
Oh, I don't know. That's the thing. Because I went into JoJo expecting stands first off. So when I watched parts 1 and 2,
okay.
I'm like, cool. But when do they get the punch ghosts? Because that's what I knew about, right? Okay, let's see here. Just trying to think of any of the other. Okay,
like I like how like everything's connected through the Joestar family.
Yes.
How there's that connection through everything.
Yep.
But how does these random people get stands then?
That is explained. You'll
Okay.
get to that. You will get to that. There is a reason. There's
Okay.
a very clear and
I thought it was
easy
like
reason.
I was supposed to know by that point.
Nope.
but,
Nope.
okay.
It goes into it quite a bit.
Okay,
So you'll
cool.
get to know.
They're fun. I like how stands are used against one another. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Let's just see. I'm
And
trying
like
to
how
think
like
of.
when a stand is hurt, the person is hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just trying to think of any of the other characters that you've met. Well, okay. What are some of the other characters you met so far? Like for the villains so far.
There's the captain.
Yeah, the captain. Yeah.
Yellow Temperance. That ape one. That was
Yeah.
a weird episode.
That was a weird little couple episodes there. Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure about that one.
Tower of Grey.
Oh, that one was so cool.
Right?
I love that one.
That one was
On the
really
plane?
good on the plane there. And then it explains why they can't just ride a plane.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, having a battle on a plane is probably really bad when your opponent doesn't care about just dying.
Yeah.
Right?
I like the whole thing with again, it's so hard to get these names stuck in my head. Polnareff?
Polnareff.
Okay.
Polnareff,
I'm
yeah.
getting there.
That's okay. It's understandable. I mean, because when I watch it, I read their names all the time.
Oh, okay.
So, right, like it's different when you can read it all the time. What is that play button on my phone? There's a notification that's a big play button. I'm kind of worried.
YouTube.
Is it YouTube? What does YouTube say?
You've been banned from YouTube.
Coming soon. Hannah, watch episode 1 for a limited time, says Prime Video. That's okay.
But the whole thing with Avdol against Polnareff.
Yeah,
that was cool.
With the clock there and everything.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Crossfire
Oh, yeah.
Hurricane and then Crossfire Hurricane. Yeah, it's
It's JoJo, and I love that.
I love Abdul's voice in the dub.
Oh, yeah.
That's the voice of Sigma from Marvel Infinite.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and he does a really good job. It's so deep and so good. Okay, but old Joseph's voice, Richard Epcar.
Oh, it's so good.
Isn't it so good?
So like it hits hard.
It's such a powerful voice.
The part where he's like explaining to Jotaro what like Dio's all about, and his stand is weird.
Yeah, it's not a punch ghost.
No.
Just a bunch of thorns, right?
He has to hit something electronic.
Yeah, get a camera.
And the
It's
whole
expensive.
thing-
His stand's expensive.
The whole thing in the hotel. I love that little storyline in the hotel where Kakyoin is like, you think he's like betrayed him, but it's just Yellow Temperance. Yellow Temperance is like, they get progressively stronger.
Yep.
The stands. Yep, as in like they're going to get strong.
There's gonna be some
They're like
that,
getting progressively more difficult to overcome.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I like that.
and there's gonna be some that you're literally gonna say, "How do you beat this?"
I haven't seen I have seen it, but I don't know anything about Dio stand.
Okay, so you know what it looks like.
Yes.
And that's it.
That's it.
Keep it that way.
Okay.
So that's why when I was freaking out at you, when I was telling you like, yeah, you could. So I went through all the screens of the Jump Force, and I'm like, okay, you can look at them, but don't look
Like,
at
I don't know the name.
gameplay.
I don't know the name. I don't know what they can do. I can
Hey,
just what they look like.
There you go.
Or what
That's
it
that's
looks
good.
like.
That's how it should be. Yeah. So Dio stand is like super well known for spoilers. Like it is a Chic is Zelda type of spoiler.
Oh, wow.
Like, so that's why I'm going to say avoid as much of looking anything up of Dio as possible.
Okay.
Because it's really important. Because you need to solve it in real time with the characters. It makes it so much better. And again, that was one of the first things I knew.
Okay.
Because it was one of the first things. Because it's so huge for him.
I'm happy I don't know it then.
That's awesome. Let's see here. Anything else for the first 10 episodes?
I wonder where Anne's character's going to go.
Who?
Anne?
The little girl?
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to drop her off and never be seen again for the rest of the series.
Okay.
Like, yeah, no. She's there for a bit, and she is as big as that one little kid from part 1 whose name I already forgot was. Yeah, like, she's nothing.
I love the part where Jotaro figures out the captain is the stand user with the was it the cigarette?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, when... Did Jotaro smoke the cigarette?
I don't remember. I don't think he did.
Okay, so this is one thing that you're going to miss out on watching the Blu-rays. Jotaro is 17. He cannot legally smoke or drink. He does, at times, smoke and drink in the show. They can't show that. So there was a time, I don't know when it happens, or sometime in the show, where he takes a smoke of a cigarette to be cool. They they put a huge black bar over his face, cutting it all out.
Huh.
And you're like, oh, I wonder what he's... And like you see the smoke coming up anyways. Yeah, it's hilarious because they can't show a kid smoking or drinking legally. So they would, in the original version, there was points where his face was entirely blurred out because he's smoking. It's hilarious.
But yeah.
God, it's tough to imagine him as a child.
It is. It really is.
Now, one thing, did you look at the Jump Force screenshots of him?
I've seen those 4.
Okay, so if you look at him, he actually, for the first time ever, looks like he could be 17.
Okay.
Like, he actually looks younger in them.
I didn't think about that when I was looking at
I'm looking at them, I'm like, someone pointed out, I'm like, oh yeah, he does look like he could actually be. I think I have it on my phone here, I'll just show you. I'm like, oh yeah, he could be. Also, yeah, people were worried about Dio's face looking in the screenshots, but he looks way better than what some people thought. Okay, right, yeah, like right here. Like, that could be 17, right? He looks younger. It's because they really toned down, like, the lines, and he's way less buff, right?
Yeah.
But he has the pink shirt here, but it's in yours, it's the black coat and the, like, brown shirt there. So, again, JoJo color schemes, there is no canon one. So, yeah.
I think I'm going to watch part 4 subbed.
Yeah.
Because it's on Crunchyroll.
Yes, it is.
The entire part.
Oh, and part 5. No, all of part 5.
Okay.
That's out.
But then again,
and the moment it airs in Japan, it's put up on there.
I feel like watching them in both versions provides a different experience.
Yep.
So I think I'm still going to get like part 4 and like I'm just still going to get feature parts on the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Because I like need to own these things.
Oh no! The JoJo in English and Japanese, so different. Because in English, it's weird. Like
it's like the syntax and like
the way things are said. It's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, part 4 is airing right now on in the States and dubbed. So it's coming up slowly. Once they get through.
But I don't think I'll be able to wait.
No, yeah.
when I finish part 3.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, part 4 is really good. Part 4 is really good.
And then you're going to lend me the manga for part 1
and 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
And
you can give them a read there. And again, there's some stuff that's cut out or changed up a little bit. So nothing huge, but
experience all of JoJo.
Oh,
No matter how like people say like this isn't the best way to experience it, I still want to experience it.
Which way?
Through the manga.
Oh, well, it's more that like both way. It is a tough first manga because it's old.
But I think like it'd be good experience.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I read through parts.
You're gonna have to like
part 1 there and
teach me how to like go through.
It's not as tough as you think. Well, it's really natural once you get started there.
Okay, just like starting at the back of the book and like it's not natural. But like if I like the part 4, did you see the cover?
Yeah, it's real nice. Yeah.
4? It's different.
Well, yeah, because it's not JoJonium. It's because like again, like these are the Japanese re-release of parts 1 to 3 that were like touched up and made to look nicer and has interviews. This is just a part 4. Like, it is the difference between a re-release and a remaster.
Okay.
These are 3 remasters. This is a re-release.
Oh, okay.
So that's the difference there.
And then you think part 5 is going to come west?
Part 5 actually came west before part 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did they skip it?
There was a huge push for part 4 or part 5 to be done because Italy wanted it. Part 5 takes place in Italy, and they're like, we want this part. So they got it out super fast.
Is part 5 the blonde JoJo?
Yep.
Okay. I see that one a lot.
Well, because he's
recently.
airing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. And you've seen part 4s a lot when it was airing, probably. The one with the pompadour.
Yeah, the pompadour, yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen like screenshots and like heard like a bit of one song from part 4. And I'm like, wow, I really like this.
Oh, yeah, you heard Crazy Noisy Bizarre Town when I played
little
it
bit.
for you there.
Yeah.
That song's real good.
I'm looking forward to that one because it's Beat's favorite, and 2, it's like it's a slice of life.
Yes.
And it's like I want to see how that plays out.
Yes.
And how a villain would even like play a part in a slice of
Right,
life. Too,
right,
you know?
yeah,
Like,
right. It makes you think.
yeah. But yeah, that's your JoJo recap for the podcast.
All right. That's all. Oh, man. I love this talk. It's great. I got to go back and watch part 3 myself, though, because it's been a long time. Like, I'm reading up on it. I'm like, oh, yeah, that did happen. Oh, wait, you saw the end of the Yellow Temperance, right?
Yeah.
So you saw...
Yeah.
That's just how he eats cherries, dude.
But how did Yellow Temperance know that Kakyoin does that?
I think it's a joke of, like, it was a weird thing that Yellow Temperance did. Like, a weird freak thing. And then, like, yeah, just Kakyoin does it, too.
Yeah,
like it's just like they're both freaks.
I thought it was just the Yellow Temperance, and then Kakyoin did it at the end. I'm like, what are you doing?
I think they're both just freaks. That's what they do.
But yeah, it's awesome. The mainstreamness feel of it is there, but at the same time,
What do you mean by that?
like you say, it's like the Final Fantasy VII of JoJo.
Oh, yeah.
And how it's like so popular and it's everywhere. Like when you say JoJo, this part comes up.
Yeah,
first.
well, I mean, like Jotaro
Yeah.
is the head, right? Like he is the JoJo that people know
and
about.
there's that feeling there that like I'm learning what everyone else knows now, right?
Yep.
Whereas back in parts 1 and 2, I thought it was more like of a thing that not everyone knows about. You know what?
Yeah, no.
It's the
Well,
feeling.
I mean, as time goes on, more and more people are learning about. I mean, it's airing on American TV now.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. Like it's definitely over the last 10 years gone from very niche to widely known. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Cool. I think that's it for
All
our weeks.
right. Time for the news. Let me bring it up because I skipped down. Let me go down because I skipped up. Okay, it is. There we go. Want to start?
Sure. Not much Western news. It's been like really, really quiet on the Western front.
Probably because it's a bad idea to release news while Kingdom Hearts 3 and Resident Evil 2 are kind of in full force.
Exactly. But Spider-Man PS4 suits, we're following up on this story from last time.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four suits have come out. It is the Baghead and Future Foundation.
Yeah, people were thinking it'd be one. They're like, which one is it going to be? It's going to be one of them, but which one? And so it was both. Yeah.
Both, yeah. So yeah, it's in the game. Go and play that.
Yep. We already talked about Don't Play Piranha in Mob Smash, so we can get rid of that one. There was the Nintendo showcase of indies. I was on my way to work while this was coming out, so I kind of just skipped through it, and I
Okay.
just looked and I said, yep, nothing for me, and kind of went on.
There's a few of them that piqued my interest. There's the one that's like the black and white one that's made by a prevalent company. I should probably
Probably bring them up, yeah. Because like I said, I did not look at it. Mostly because like it was not at a good time for me, and while it was going on, like I was running to work, so I did the thing where I pressed double tap to skip 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, okay, there's that one, there's that one, and there's that one. Let's see here. What do we got here? There's I think one of them that I was kind of interested in, but I don't even remember which.
You're gonna give me a list?
Watch it not give you a list at all.
that one
That's really embarrassing.
That one didn't give me a list.
IGN, will you fulfill your promise of giving us the good bits?
This is the old one. Why is
What?
it showing me the old one?
That's weird. IGN, get with the times. You should delete your old news. That's a good idea, right? Delete it so no one can ever see your shame. Like the time you only played half of Resident Evil 2 and put up your review and then redacted the review because you only played half of the game. Did you hear about that?
Oh, yeah.
That's insane. But at the same time, it's understandable.
I like to keep up with journalism, how they fail so spectacularly sometimes.
Well, a lot of it is you have to get the review out as soon as the embargo's up, right?
I understand that. But
so
at
it's
the same
like
time, it's
when you're only given the code like 2 days before and you're expected to review the whole game, like that's kind of crazy. I think they should make it so that I think people should stop caring about day one reviews. It's not going to happen though.
Well, that's what I like about the other like smaller news sites. They play the game and they play it like in depth.
Yeah.
And then like you get the review a month or two later.
Yeah.
But it's so like in depth and like
yeah, for sure,
thought provoking.
But then for a lot of people, it's like that doesn't help them. Should I buy this game or not? You know.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go to the indie highlights through
Okay.
Nintendo.
What do we got here?
Here we go. It's loading.
Ooh, it's loading.
Oh, maybe. Oh, here we go.
Okay, here we go. What do we got here? Okay, Wargroove. I might actually pick this up. I'm hearing
too.
it's really, really good. And it's going to get DLC as time goes on. And it has a game maker to it.
That's what I like most
where
about
you
it,
can
I think.
make levels, stories, and share them
And
online.
the whole, like, the design and the aesthetic of it is
yeah, it's
really
good.
cool.
Well, one thing I did see is that the game uses, like, 4 different art styles.
Huh.
Gameplay graphics, in-game cutscenes, intro movie, and title screen all use different graphics. Like, that blue guy on the front looks totally different every time he's in because they're in different art styles. And some people hate that. Doesn't bother me, but that's one thing that I heard is like, yeah, big problemo.
When ski lifts go wrong, it's a bit of a... It's like the bridge simulator.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Unruly Heroes, which reminds... It's made by the same
It's
people who
literally just Rayman Origins, but they're not allowed to make another Rayman game, so they're making their own.
Have you heard anything about that?
No.
No? Goat Simulator, no one cares about that.
That game is fun.
I don't know, it seems like such a trashy game,
Well,
in my opinion.
It's intentionally trashy because you can become a whale and just like move as a mound of flesh around town. It's hilarious. It's just it's dumb fun.
Bullet Age? Was this a part of the...
It was, I think,
I don't
in one of
remember
the
much of
quick highlights. I remember looking at it and being like, yeah, it's another indie game. There's some of this that I'm like...
Forager, which was kind of cool.
Okay.
It's...
Yeah, Windjammers 2, baby!
Slay the Spire. Vinny plays this a lot, and I'm interested
Do you know
in it.
why?
No.
Because it's a game that you hook up to Twitch, and it
Oh.
uses the Twitch chat in the game.
Okay. SteamWorld Quest, that was the big one they ended on.
Yeah. A lot of people like the SteamWorld games.
Crosscode, I heard, was really, really good.
Yes, because I think it's a tie-in to an MMO or something.
Inmost is the one I was the most interested in.
Okay.
It's made by Inmost.
In most cases, that's the one people are most excited
details.
for.
Give me details, not images. It's made by like a... Chucklefish.
Oh,
The
yeah,
guys
that's
who
a big
made
one.
Wargroove. Yeah.
Yeah. Chucklefish is getting out there with a lot of games, actually.
They really are.
Oh, what else do we got?
Double Kick Heroes, the metal
rhythm
rhythm game, which looks fun. Did you hear about Dragon Mark for Death? How it came out and it's like 2 different games?
Well, what it is
Well, the fighters.
Well, what it is it's they did it for half price, and what you do is you choose like your class by picking either one of the games for half price, but the full version will come out with both of them together. So, but it's basically Monster Hunter style. So that's why some people are like really begging on it. They're trying to play it single player, and they're like, this game is way too hard. And then everyone who's like kind of knows, they're like, yeah, you're supposed to team up with 4 people and then do it, and it's much better. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, but that's about it for the main ones.
Okay,
Back to me.
back to you. I know I worked really hard on that one.
PS Plus games got announced for February.
Yep.
Hitman Season 1, For Honor, Dive Kick,
Yeah.
and Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good games.
Those are pretty good games. Yeah, for
maybe
sure.
not For Honor, but...
No, the updates to For Honor have made it really good, apparently.
Really?
There's a really active community. It's basically a fighting game now.
Huh.
Like when it came out, it was kind of one. Like there was hints. Like there was enough kind of mechanics going on that some people were like. But they kind of put in that one mode where it's like 4 versus 4 and like capture the flag style. But that mode died. No one wanted to play that. Everyone wanted to do 1 versus 1. So now they've totally redone the game and like kind of almost entirely gutted out the original main mode, and now it's all about the 1v1.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, now it's like
I heard it. Like,
they've totally redone it where it used to be every character was like a nameless soldier class. They've redone it now. Every character is a named character. They've given names to the previous classes. They now have backstories, and now it's a fighting game.
because I remember there's like the leg switch stuff that they did.
No, the developers have really worked on For Honor, and now it's a online fighting game pretty much.
Props to Ubisoft. They come off as like a kind of a less than stellar company, but like they really work on their games.
I just don't like their Uplay service
That no one uses.
that you have to use if you're playing the games on PC.
I guess.
No
one willingly uses.
Yeah, right, for sure. Oh yeah,
Dive Kick. That's a good game.
yeah.
I have it on PS3. But
There's more stuff on the PS4 version too.
oh, okay.
Yeah, they added a few more characters.
And then Metal Gear Solid 4, that's a big one.
Yeah, for sure. Even
Yeah.
just to have that digitally forever, it's kind of nice.
Yep.
The Wii Shop channel. It's no more.
I mean, the people are like, "Oh, I'm so depressed," and it's
Well,
like,
I mean, like,
I'm
hey,
used in like years.
Well, okay. There's two things about this though. One,
It's
this
like
was the
whole-
thing that made the App Store pretty much. Like, it was the first big thing to download a lot of stuff from. It's like that was a big thing. I mean, in Japan, you could order food off of it. Like it was
Really?
Oh yeah,
I
dude.
didn't know that.
In Japan, you could rent movies, you could order food. There's a whole bunch of stuff for it. It was a huge service, right? It had tons of games, and the big sad thing is, like, this is the first major service of this kind to shut down. So now it's even, if you bought stuff, you can't even re-download it. Like, that was the big thing, which is, like, it used to be, you know, oh yeah, we're shutting it down. You can't buy new stuff, but you can still download it. So that's why a lot of people are like, oh my god, now some of the stuff I bought is gone forever. Like some of those WiiWare games, you cannot play ever again.
Legally.
Even there's a couple that didn't even get saved.
Oh, wow.
Like mostly foreign language versions of some of them.
Oh, okay.
Like the Spanish version of a crappy indie game. You can't get that anymore. But even still, it's gone. So it's like that for a lot of people. They're like, oh my god, like
Raises the issue of the physical versus digital.
yeah, for sure.
Conversation.
But yeah, now you can, if you really want, you can kind of pirate in all of the ones. Someone made just a pack of all the WiiWare games that you can just install.
But the really big ones have made their way to like Cave Story, World of
Not
Goo.
all, well, but no, those games weren't originally WiiWare games.
I guess.
Like some of the WiiWare originals.
What was that game? The Wind game, Lost Winds.
That
I
one,
really like
that one got put onto iOS there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The ones that like the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, My Life as King, and all that, gone.
I have that downloaded, I think.
Yeah. But
The demo only, though.
yeah. So it's there's a bit of sadness there. Rip that great music. At least we'll have
Still
it in
in
all of our
Smash.
games. Yeah. Still in Smash. Yeah. Big news. Big news for sure.
All right. Another thing really in the PS Plus, cloud storage is going from 10 gigabytes to 100 gigabytes.
This is a necessary thing because save game
Dame.
save game data is getting bigger.
Yeah.
Like I was looking through some of my stuff because I was clearing up room on my hard drive, and it's like some games have like 2 gigs for their save data.
Really?
That's more than games themselves back in like a couple years ago, right? So it's like, yeah, so it's necessary.
What was the whole thing with like not doing PS3 and Vita anymore
Yeah,
games? This is their little alternative.
yeah, for sure.
Cool. Do 2 now. Well, there's this big one here.
Oh yes, Metroid Prime 4 has been rebooted.
Yes.
I think this is the best way to go about it. This shows that they want it to be good, right? And they're giving it to Retro, which is, hey, we know they do good. And even if half the Retro studios that made it aren't there, the things are in place to be able to contact them, to use previous resources and assets and ideas, right? Like they have the people that helped make it, not only in spirit, but literally what they used, right? So
Okay.
I think it's a good thing.
I'm really interested to see what this game looked like.
Well, I mean,
What made Nintendo say no? This is bad.
it was mostly, apparently it was being worked on by multiple studios
Yeah,
in
that's what I
small
heard too.
bits, and it just didn't work out where different people had different visions. So then the one that they had the most concrete vision which is probably Retro, got picked up to do it. So I think this is all good. I don't think there's a problem here.
We're not getting this till the end of the Switch life cycle, though.
I think it's fine. And there is apparently a lot of leaks saying the Prime Trilogy will come out.
Oh, it's got to happen now.
It's going to happen, yeah.
It's got to now.
We'll get it.
Like now that this has happened, like Nintendo's like, we gotta...
But,
we gotta keep the name, the series in people's heads.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think this is good. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, this is not the first time it's happened. No. This happened to Metroid Prime 2.
Really?
Yeah, there was a thing called Metroid 1.5, Metroid Prime 1.5, which was what it was supposed to be about, which is totally different. And you know what other game got totally gutted and reworked near the end like this? Resident Evil 2.
Really?
That game, same thing happened.
Huh.
Totally redone from the ground up. It's still good. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting how these things happen.
Yeah.
And I like the transparency Nintendo has for this.
Yes, it's nice, for sure.
Yeah.
No, it's not on here, but speaking of transparency with Nintendo, patch notes.
Oh, yeah.
For Smash Ultimate. And they're detailed and good. Like, they're
not like frame data.
They're not frame data, but this is as good as Nintendo can get to know like what we need to look at, right? And it's like people are like, "Oh, Papa bless!" Like it was so good. Okay, I'll do the next one also. Yeah, Jotaro and Dio confirmed for Jump Force. Dio.
Is there a stage?
So there's no stage for them right now, but Dio is a vampire, can't go out in sunlight. When you pick him, the stage is at night, no matter what stage you're on.
Really?
Yeah. And
That's cool.
This is a thing that's happened in every fighting game Dio's been in. If the stage is at night, it stays normal, but if it's in the day, it changes to be night.
That's a cool detail.
It's a great detail. Yeah, I love it.
Anything like any gameplay?
There was no gameplay of them. We got screenshots showing some stuff up. Jotaro does have Starfinger, which it goes super long. Dio has some little spoilery stuff, so I'm not going to talk about it. But no, otherwise it's a game still being worked on. There was a survey sent out for it, so I just filled that in earlier. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. There's a little thing that popped up over the past few days that there's going to be a Titanfall Battle Royale game. Have you played a Titanfall game?
I have not, but this sounds totally rad.
It does, because the Titanfall gameplay
is really good, yeah,
fun.
apparently, yeah.
And having a Battle Royale of this would be, if done right, it would be...
It almost feels too good for EA.
I don't even like to hear that word, man.
Right?
Like,
everyone's excited, and then you just remember Electronic Arts, and...
I have, negative excitement for
Did you hear what's happening with Anthem and the hard drives?
Hard drives?
Did you hear about Anthem and the hard drives?
No.
Anthem. Blowing up people's PC hard drives when there's an error.
Like, literally blowing up? Or
No,
just,
just
malfunctioning?
Frying them.
How do they get away with this? They can't keep getting away with this.
It's just the pressure from EA. As someone who has worked at a company under EA, let's not be too specific here. There's the pressure is felt.
This game, I watched a video and saying how Anthem can't afford to fail.
Apparently, the game itself is all right, yeah, it's not bad, but
I heard it's pretty bland and boring.
Well, it's more that it's not horrible. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
It's not horrible. It's all right.
It's nothing special though.
But the some of the things around it aren't good. And some of the not even the frying of the hard drives, but just there's little bits and pieces that people go I don't know about this, and
it gets accentuated since it's EA.
Yeah, definitely. So
you gonna get it?
Are you serious? No.
But yeah, that's back to Titanfall Battle Royale. Apparently the game's coming out tomorrow.
The game's coming out tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were gonna go to the trailer tomorrow.
Well, maybe a trailer, but I heard the game is dropping tomorrow.
Wow. We'll see.
We'll see.
Well, I mean, by the time this is up, people will know. So, all right. There's some big Dragon Ball news. Project Z got its first trailer, so it's pretty much an RPG covering the plot of Dragon Ball Z, start to finish. Looks okay. The only gameplay we saw was Goku running around to town. It's yep, that's
Dragon Ball.
That's a Goku. But there was the Fighter Z Season Pass 2. First 2 characters of which are out. Being Jiren, big old gray space alien guy, and Videl, the wife of Gohan, Goku's son, who fights with Gohan, Goku's son, dressed as a Marvel superhero. Dressed as a big, great Saiyaman guy.
Is Negan in this one too?
Negan is not in this one yet.
Dang.
Well, there's still 2 unrevealed characters, so you never know. And then the other 2 that are going to be in are Broly bracket Super, because it's Dragon Ball Super Broly, so it's the good Broly.
Yes.
And Gogeta Blue.
That's cool.
So yeah, it's cool. No footage of them. They look like they're going to be the last characters. The middle 2 we don't know.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see. We're going to get them 2 at a time because that's what it's kind of been going with. But yeah, they're cool. There's going to be...
Isn't the first 2 already out?
Yeah, the first 2 are out.
Have you played them?
Nope. I haven't bought them yet. I'm thinking I'm going to wait till I see the other characters and everything before I get it, because I haven't played the game in a while. So I'm like, I'm going to wait till it's all out. I'll play it. I'll enjoy it. And yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Back to me?
Yes.
Okay. There's some PlayStation 5 rumors floating around there.
Yep.
Saying that Sony has filed a patent for backwards compatibility with PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4.
That would be a game changer.
And I think that's what Sony needs to do to
100%
combat with Xbox One.
Because it's like, we're at a point where, like, during the PS3, Wii, Xbox 360 era, that idea of playing the old games and, like, re-downloading them and buying them was, like, it was new and it was cool, because, like, yeah, I could play these old games. But now we're in this era, and we're like, that's not a thing anymore. You're expected to kind of play the old games on the previous system, and that's about it? Like, how many PS2 classics do we get on PS4? Like 20.
Yeah.
And like nothing even amazing there, right? So I think this is the way to go, which is no longer piecemeal selling you these old games, but instead it's like, yeah, you can just put them all in and play them.
That would make like my PS3 games just irrelevant, not irrelevant, but relevant again.
Yeah, right? And playing them on a modern system that can run them possibly slightly better.
Yeah.
You know, or even just having a nicer controller. Because, like, the PS3 controller, now that I played with the PS4 for so long, I don't like it.
No?
I don't like the PS3 controller. It feels small and wimpy. But the PS4, it feels nice and smooth.
It's wider.
Right? It's wider. It's bigger. Ooh, grip it. But it's like, yeah, like it just makes sense.
Yeah.
So
like especially with not a corporate, but maybe a corporate decision.
Well, it's so easy to say, like, hey, do you have all these old video games? Plug them in and play them on the PS5, all up-res to 4K or something,
Just
right?
the fact you can put a PS1 disc in a PS5, like that'd be insane.
Well, I mean, you can do that in the PS3, but
like this is like a...
Yeah. The only thing I hope for is the ability to transfer some saves forward.
I don't think that's going to happen.
So, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, at least PS3 and PS4.
Yeah, for sure.
Those ones, I say. Like, no, the PS1, you could actually get a hookup for your PS1 to plug in a memory card, and then it would actually be able to transfer your saves.
Oh, okay.
But it was like, it was like a third-party sort of accessory there. But
You think like PS3 games would go up in price again if this happened?
No.
No? I'd be like going back to
Oh, yeah, for sure.
like buying these old ones.
100%.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Persona Q2 coming to the West June 2nd.
Is it June 2nd?
I don't know. I think so.
I think it's
that's
June
what it
2nd.
said there.
That's what I put the dots in the question mark there.
I don't think I'm going to get this game, honestly.
No?
So number one,
it's on the 3DS.
It's on the 3DS, but it's been confirmed that the game will not be dubbed.
That's a game breaker for you?
It's not, but it definitely makes me less interested for sure. I love the characters, and I don't equate the characters with their Japanese voices.
Oh, okay.
Like, if I hear the Japanese voices for some of these characters, I'm like, that's not the character for me. It makes sense why they're not dubbing it. To get the actors in from 3 games.
That's big.
Each having, 10 characters each. That's expensive for a 3DS dungeon crawler.
I assume a few of them from 5 are busy with Smash, or were busy with Smash at the time.
But even, not even the ones from 5, but just a lot of them are big voice actors now.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, they've had to change a lot of them even for some of these, smaller spin-offs. Like Laura Bailey couldn't even make one of them. Like she couldn't come back. She was too busy. Troy Baker.
Oh, it's like, that's like impossible.
That's
now.
impossible now. He had to be replaced.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was a lot that they just basically said like we can't get them back. So for this one, it makes sense why they wouldn't. It's not. There's way too much money involved with some of them. So it does suck, but it's understandable. There's not even that much voice acting, anyways. It's pretty much a few cutscenes and a few things. But then you got even because it uses some of the other characters from the games. You got like Kamoshida to bring back. He's in it. You know, you got characters from 3 and 4. So it's like, yeah.
What about the music? Is it still like lyrical?
Oh yeah, no, and it's gonna have its own music, like new music by all 3 composers.
Okay.
So that'll probably be just brought. Like what they usually do is they put it in and then they'll bring it forward to other games. It's like it'll be put into the dancing game. If there's a battle game, it'll be put into the battle game. You know, so that's what they usually do. They usually they has its own stuff. And the story will definitely be totally like it's gonna be the same thing of Q, which is it happened, but every character forgot and has no lasting effects.
Oh, jeez.
So that's what it's gonna be.
Okay. You do the next one too.
Okay. Yeah, because we have a lot here. Dr. Mario World coming out on mobile came out at the money conference, the financial meeting with Nintendo is where it
usually
came
what
out
happens
there.
with these mobile games.
And it's kind of to say like, hey, sorry, that Mario Kart Tour thing that we talked about last year, it's delayed till the summer, but we got Dr. Mario ready to go, and I'm not expecting this to be regular Dr. Mario. This is probably going to be a Candy Crush style thing.
Probably.
Which hey,
play it for about a week and then
give it a go
delete
then delete it. Yeah. Well, I keep it on my phone. I just don't keep it updated. That's another Nintendo mobile game. It is kind of neat that, you know, to introduce Dr. Mario to some kids, you know, but for the most part, it's like, I don't
and put it on Switch.
Well, put a good Dr. Mario on Switch,
that's
because
what
this
I mean.
won't be. Mario Kart Tour, I'm not thinking it's going to be Mario Kart Actual.
Oh, no, of course
It's
not.
going to be something different.
It's either going to be like a top-down thing or something.
Top-down, or it could even be like, make your cart and then just make decisions while it drives automatically or something. Yeah, right? Okay.
Cool. Now, to movie news. Ben Affleck is officially out as Batman. LOL.
Was there any doubt? Like, and they're still trying, huh?
They're still making that Batman movie.
There's like just what is your game plan
Tanner,
here, DC?
Tanner, Aquaman made $1 billion, so that makes it all okay.
Aquaman, I've only like from every movie person I know, I've heard that it's like on par with the worst Marvel movies. Like I've heard like if you mildly enjoyed Thor: The Dark World, you'll love Aquaman. Like,
that's weird.
Not to mention Jason Momoa is kind of a huge creep.
Is he?
Has no one heard this story but me? Because every time I bring it up, people are like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Oh my god, you don't know?
No.
He went on to a Comic-Con panel because he was on Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, when you're an actor, you get to do all the things guys wish they could do but can't in real life, like rape beautiful women. And he said that live on stage.
What?
Yeah. And he has comments about women should not be fighters and women should, yeah. He's kind of a dirtbag, but no one knows about this because they're trying to cover it up. But like, it's rough what he said, and he said it.
That's pretty big.
Right? And it was years ago, but like, that thing that he said is pretty. Jason Momoa woman comments right there.
What the hell?
Yeah, right? It's 2011. So it's been a while, but like, okay, yeah, I'm raping Emilia Clarke. I love her, but I'm hurting her and she's crying. We could have made it longer, but you get the idea. I'm not a rapist. I prefer my women having sex. But it's like, that was his response. His response was like, it's so weird that.
Because like people get their careers ruined for something smaller than this.
Right?
But just because Aquaman's making so much money, they have got to keep it under wraps.
It's, yeah. What? I
was going to cough.
Oh,
I was going to say something, but I didn't cough.
Say something.
I was going to say something. Well, now our audience knows.
Yeah, because it's just like, I'm just looking here, and it's like, not a lot of people are talking about it, so I don't know. I don't like him.
But back to Batman.
Because it's just like, ew. But yeah, back to Batman.
Who do you think's gonna? Who do you want as the new Batman?
Jared Leto.
Could you imagine? They do that. They do that.
Yeah, right? Yeah. They love him. They love him so much.
Turns out Joker was the real Batman all along.
Can you imagine? It's like the reason that like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker and like Jared Leto is because you see him take off the mask. He's like, and you see him, it's like he washes up the paint and he's like, I'm not the Joker.
Who's Ben Affleck?
And who's Ben Affleck?
He's Scarecrow.
Ben Affleck was Bizarro Batman.
There you go.
He was like, oh, unga, meet Batman.
It's funny because they could actually do this.
God, DC. DCY.
Well, they are doing like a younger Batman for the Batman movie. So that's what they're going to get around that.
Why don't you just do Batman Beyond? Solve every problem.
You hear those rumors of an animated one?
Yeah, and then, every company was like, this is not actually happening. Someone made that up.
Oh, DC.
Oh, DC.
You have good characters. You just don't use them well.
Some of them are good. I hate Superman. I hate everything about Superman. I think Superman's stupid.
I could see that. I like Batman. Batman's a cool character.
Yeah, Batman I can like.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's Superman ruins
Flash when he's good.
Flash when he's good is good. Flash when he's bad is bad.
Oh, yeah.
Green Lantern when he's good is good. Green Lantern when he's bad, he's bad.
Okay, back to you.
All right, there was a big update for Final Fantasy XIV. I don't play 14, but this is getting me interested. There's a new quest involving going to the world of Nier. Automata, yes. Which is going to be canon to Nier Automata, but features not 2B, but 2P. The Player 2 color palette from Soul Calibur.
What?
That's why I say it's buck wild. You're not with 2B. You're with her color palette from Soul Calibur 2, 2P.
You mean 6?
No. Sorry.
Yeah, 2B wasn't a thing in Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah, so it's about 2P. Her alternate color palette, not 2B.
Why?
That's why we're confused. So that's happening. They announced a bunch of other stuff, but I don't play Final Fantasy XIV. Now, they are saying, one thing that they said that's getting me interested is they said, because they brought up like, well, what happens when the game's done? Will anyone be able to experience the game? And they said, well, we're looking at making a single player version that plays like a traditional game once we're approaching the end.
Huh.
So they're going to turn it into, you'll get party members instead of having like, people to raid with, and they're going to make a single player version. That version I'm interested in, because there's a lot to that game I'm interested in. It ties into every Final Fantasy.
Huh.
Like, they'll be like, hey, we're adding a new raid dungeon. It's just a 3D remake of Final Fantasy V's entire final dungeon with the final boss remade in 3D.
Wow.
Or like, yeah, go to like this, the world of Final Fantasy 12 was just added into the game. Like, just dropped into the game. They added in that world.
That's crazy.
Like, yeah,
the game sounds huge.
It's huge. It's huge.
How they would do that in a single player?
So then they would just turn it into instead a kind of a open world questing sort of thing instead. So
that'd be
I'm interested in that.
Half.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's just
I'm interested in that too.
I hate MMOs and I don't want to pay a monthly fee. I don't like that.
That's fair.
But they make so much money. So yeah, that's happening.
People say like, oh, Nier's getting everything. When's 2B going to be in Smash? And I'm like, I don't know about that one.
Well, no, because there's not a Nintendo thing with 2B.
At all.
At all.
Yeah.
There's not a Draconeer thing at all.
That's fair.
Like, because people are always like, well, with Joker and Cloud, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Two things. One, franchises. SMT, Final Fantasy, both started on Nintendo. Mm-hmm. They are intrinsically tied. Characters, yeah, they've appeared on the console. Those are rules.
Yes.
People are like, no, but they're more like PlayStation characters. I don't know what games come out that don't have a number in them. It's like, shut up. Okay, get your last story because these last two
cool.
are tied.
Have you watched the Hobbs and Shaw trailer?
I have no idea what this is.
It's the Fast and Furious spinoff.
What? There's a Fast and Furious spinoff?
You want to know what else?
What?
There's super villains in this one.
Whew. Wait, I'm sorry. Can you say that again one more time, but allow me to absorb it?
A Fast and Furious movie.
Yes.
Is going to have a super villain in it.
Now, when we're talking about a super villain, are we talking like
We're talking
stroking the cat style, smart guy, or are we talking like Doctor Doom with his foot dives?
We're talking about bulletproof, super strength.
Oh,
Can jump really, really far. And this isn't a Fast and Furious movie. And the villain and the guy who's playing him is Idris Elba.
Oh,
Who does not come off as a villain. In my eyes, at least.
I could see them working him into a villain. Wow. Huh.
And it looks like the dumbest, brain-dead thing I've ever seen.
Even more so than most Fast and Furious things.
No, but, like, you get some enjoyment out of this, like, it, like, pushes the envelope.
Yeah.
Well, it breaks the envelope in some cases, but, like, it's still, like, it's fun. This one just, like, maybe it's the trailer, how it was set up, but it just seems so brain-dead. It's like, go take out the villain, but there's these two guys who, like, hate each other, but need to team up and go.
See, okay, the movie is just called Hobbs and Shaw.
It's called Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay, I was going to say, like, I'd be like, are those characters known well enough that they can just make the movie? I was going to say, see, here's the difference. I'm used to Japan. So I was going to say, could it be called, like, Fast and Furious Chronicles, Hobbs and Shaw, right?
That'd be cool.
Like right? Or
Yeah.
like Fast and Furious Gaiden, Hobbs and Shaw, like something like that, right? Or Hobbs and Shaw, then the brackets, Fast and Furious.
That'd be good.
Right?
That'd be
Like,
even better.
That'd be so good, because then you could say, like, who's the Fast and who's the Furious.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, right.
right? Like, that would work, but no.
And it's like, these are the only two characters that seem to be in the movie. There's, like, no other connections with Fast and Furious.
That's buck wild. I love it. Hollywood, you're going nuts.
We're gonna watch the
You'll
trailer
love
later.
them sequels. You'll love them sequels.
We're going to watch the trailer later.
Okay,
You can see how brain-dead it is. Okay. Resident Evil time.
Yeah, Resident Evil 2's DLC Ghost Stories out on the 15th, along with
The-
2 free costumes.
That are the PS1.
PS1
variants.
models,
Those-
yes.
that's cool.
Those look so good. I love
And
it.
the rogue mode you were talking about.
Well, that is
That's
the rogue
happening.
mode. It's part of Ghost Stories.
Yeah, but no, it's a separate mode. The Ghost Stories is 3 separate stories with other characters in the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's really cool. Not much to
rogue,
say
that
until
roguelike
it's...
mode is going to be fun, though.
Yeah, but we'll have to see what it's like when it's out. Oh, but they did say this is pack 1, so we might get more there. But also
Capcom
there's
loves their DLC.
Oh, well, of course, yeah. But there's also going to be a Resident Evil Netflix series.
That's.
Could be good, could be bad.
I want them to go just
If
straight
they
horror.
they cover it like if it covers the games, I could see it being good.
Like they do in Castlevania?
Yes. So if they do a thing which is like a 12-episode thing of solving the plot of Resident Evil 1, hey, that works.
Is it live action or animated?
Live action.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which like I wouldn't want an animated one for Resident Evil. I don't think that would work. There are animated Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, I know.
They're kind of crazy. Like the latest one featuring Leon is basically John Wick.
Really?
Like in terms of dumb stuff, like running and like shooting guns at each other's feet and like craziness. So yeah, they're kind of crazy. Less horror, more action for sure. I kind of want this to be, like I said, more down to earth, kind of horror-y than a big action movie. But yeah, I think that's about it for the news.
News.
Now, you might see I wrote on the docket the word special thing.
Yeah, I did.
Do you know what this is?
No.
Because it's a special thing that I'm making up for this episode. And hopefully we'll have it every couple times. It's a special segment.
Special segment?
Special segment.
Oh, no.
I want us to do food.
Food.
Unique and weird food reviews live on camera. So,
Oh, you got food here or something?
I do.
Oh, my God.
So,
Whoa.
similarly to fitting our theme of import and export, I have an imported candy. Japanese Kirby candy. So this is from Japan. Kirby inspired candy. Hoshi no Kabi candies. It is called a Marikawa Hoshi no Kirby Maze Maze gum. I did not know they're gum. Apparently this is gum. So we'll get to try these before we go for a break.
Okay.
And we'll give our answers now, and then we'll just, then we'll have our break after, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to see how these are. So I originally bought a pack of these and then kept it in like my gaming collection for a long time. And then I noticed I probably shouldn't keep food like that for a long time. This is a new pack that I've since bought and is now fresh. So
I think this should be your exclusive
my exclusive
segment, because
Really?
you have the tastes.
Yep.
You've experienced much more food than me.
Wait. So you're not going to try one?
I'm going to try one.
Oh, okay.
But no,
okay,
you are the one who's going to give me the food.
Yeah, because I don't think there's going to be much. That's what I mean. Yeah, because there's not going to be much. I mean, we eat Western food all the time.
Yeah,
you're not going to bring a
nothing
hot dog.
special.
Oh my god, why is this so tough to get into? Wait, I see it. I can open it. I probably should have opened it before the part. I also have one for next time as well, all ready to go.
Okay.
So that'll be fun. But oh my god, hey, do you have fingernails?
Yeah, I do, kind of.
Wait. Oh, I'm getting it.
This is like ASMR.
It is. Just crinkle it in there. Get people have the tingles. Okay, open it up. I can't. I have no fingernails. No, it has like one of those special open packets.
Yeah, you can still do that.
Oh, you can? Never even thought of
If you're
that.
strong enough. No,
Oh man, we are literally doing ASMR right now. Hey dudes. Today we're having some Kirby candy.
Holy.
Right?
You got scissors down here?
I don't think so.
Hey, all.
Okay, I have I do have a pencil here that can hopefully.
You should have not ripped it where you ripped it.
I know, but it that was the rip point.
The whip.
Okay, here, pass it to me because I can then take this, go through here.
Oh my god. What a disaster of a first part of the segment.
No, it's okay. It's cool. It's realistic. We're giving them the raw auditory experience of opening up Japanese candy. Okay, I got it. Okay, here we go. Okay. So, put out your hand. I will give you 2. Because it says on the back 2 combined flavors.
Okay.
So,
like Kirby.
Mix abilities! Yo, you're right. Okay, so you get... Okay, you got, I think pink is apple, and you got blue, which is soda, which is going to combine to make, according to this, a martini flavor.
Okay.
So, and I will get my 2, which are, let's not get 2 of the same, green, grape, and this one is cola.
Oh.
Which combine to make something that is blocked by the giant picture of the import information.
DDD's even back there.
DDD's back there. Okay, ready?
Right.
We're gonna pop these in. Yeah. It's nice.
It's not there at first, but then it attacks you.
It's light, and then there's a flavor. It jumps out at the end there. Yeah, like Kirby's plot. It's light, and then it jumps out at you at the end, right?
They thought about
it. Yeah. It's soft.
Mm-hmm.
It's a soft gum. You bite it, and it instantly turns into the goo. So that's real good. Let's see here. Oh, it's made using real Kirby.
Poyo.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Does this gummy spit out after or swallow?
I swallow all my gum.
What?
Yeah, why not?
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
I swallow all my gum.
No, you don't, Tanner.
I swallow all my gum. And the reason I do it,
Why?
because it's a myth that it gets stuck in your stomach.
But still, it's disgusting.
What? It's food. I'm gonna swallow it right now.
Okay, so if you lived off gum for a day, would you be filled? Would you be full?
No,
Exactly.
but why waste it?
You're not wasting it.
No, if you swallow it, it goes in your stomach and you get a few more nutrients out of it. And you poop it out looking like what it came in like.
No.
Yeah. I'm going to swallow it right now. Watch this. Gone.
You're a freak.
Again,
Yet another thing.
culinary-wise, we are the most different. I bet you don't even eat the rinds of watermelon.
Like whole? Or just like the soft part?
No, the outside too.
Oh, you're stupid.
I do, because that's where the nutrients are.
No.
Yeah. There's no nutrients in the red part of the watermelon. It's all in the rind.
Why are you eating watermelon? For the nutrients.
You eat everything for its nutrients. Sustenance to grow. Oh, this part's going to be fun. You're baffled. He's also chewing his gum. See,
It's good.
That's the problem. It is good, though, right? So, yeah. That was Kirby Maze Maze Mix Gum. So, yeah, it's literally meant to be mixing the powers. 5 different flavors, of which there are, like I said, cola, cream soda, I think is what it's meant to be there, orange, green grape, and apple. So, surprisingly, no tomato.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, tomato wouldn't taste.
I think these
gum.
are actual like Kirby items that you get for food in the games, though. So yeah. So next
So
week,
is candy 2 again?
yes. So I will give you a hint at next week. It is another candy. It is also based on a video game, but it is not the same video game.
Near candy.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
You'll get to see.
Wait, maybe did I actually hit it on the head there?
No, you didn't. though.
Okay, good.
So yeah, we will, like I said, next podcast, have another food segment.
Okay.
I love getting import foods for this crazy stuff. So,
I was taken aback. I'm like, I want a new segment in here somewhere.
oh,
And
there you go.
You created one there.
Yeah, right? Okay. So, we're going to go for a quick break. And, hey, we're just at the 2-hour mark. Perfect. And then when we get back, we're going to do our foreign exchange and our questions. So, we'll see you guys in a sec. Ciao.
Bye.
You count the letters 1, 2, and 3. Life goes on, anything goes, coming up. Count the letters 1, 2,
back. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the foreign exchange section.
You ruined my joke.
What joke?
I was gonna be like,
Okay, let's role play. Let's pretend that didn't happen. So I'm gonna go out. Okay, now pretend we're starting back up again. Okay, go.
what was that Mickey Mouse bullshit I just heard? Because it was going to be a Kingdom Hearts song, but then you changed it.
Oh, I did change it. You're right. I did change it because I remembered the Kamen Rider opening goes hard. Yes, foreign exchange, where we exchange something, have the other person watch it over the period between podcasts, and then we talk about it. So, this week's, last week's thing that we exchanged, but this week that we're talking about is whatever. When I say week, I mean week is a concept of podcast.
Drill into your head.
No, it's fine. Just say week, because week could be any amount of time. Really, a week could be 10 days. A week could be 10 days.
Okay, what are we doing?
Better Call Saul. First
And
5 episodes. And Kamen Rider O's the first 10 episodes.
Yes.
Now, full disclosure, I watched a bit of the 6th episode.
Oh, okay.
Because it autoplayed. So, I guess we'll get into it with me watching some Better Call Saul. Oh, I have notes on my phone too.
I got some notes on my
So
phone.
that was another change that we decided to make, or at least I did, which is I'm going to be taking notes to talk about some of the stuff, because then I'm not just going,
Oh, dude. You didn't finish episode 6, did you?
No.
Episode 6 is like the best episode of the series.
Okay, well, I watched some. Okay, let me explain how this works. So I watched the first 3 episodes on your Blu-ray, right?
Okay, and then you went to Netflix.
Then, because I was on my TV upstairs, I just watched it on Netflix.
Okay.
So that's why I got a little bit of the 6th one, because it autoplayed. Because I actually put the 5th one on at supper time to watch it just with my family there.
Okay.
They actually really, really enjoyed it. But we will talk about this as I pull up my notes that I have here. Okay. So, episode 1.
You got a lot of notes.
I have
some bullet
I have a lot of notes.
Oh,
We're not going to go through it all, but I'm just going to talk about
Why
it.
not?
Okay, yes, we can. Okay, so number 1.
I want your thoughts
I
on one of my
didn't.
favorite
So,
shows.
okay, episode 1, black and white.
Yes.
I thought it was an advertisement for Cinnabon. I didn't realize it was the actual show when I got started, because it is not shot like I thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. It was shot, and then as soon as I started to see a bit more, I'm like, no, this is actually the show.
When it first aired, pilot, when I watched it, I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting this to start this way.
Yeah, no, for sure. Use of color in that opening section. All black and white,
We were talking about that
until
earlier.
the reflection in the eye of the TV turning on. That's brilliant. That's so good.
I know what
wrote.
that's all about, right? Like the black and white stuff.
Well, that's supposed to be in like post Breaking Bad,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got that at least. I wrote someone dub in the Ace Attorney music, please. I'm dying, because there's long stretches of no sound in court, and I'm like, oh. And then I wrote, is this cringe court? Because I was like, there were sections there where I'm like, oh, it's so tough.
Well, you know why they did it so quietly. Like they opened the show like this, right? Like so, like not like past the flash forward. They opened it with that like long silence for like at least like.
A long time. Yeah.
Well, that's because Breaking Bad opened really like.
Oh, I didn't. So that's the thing. No Breaking Bad knowledge.
Yeah.
So.
I'm gonna fill you in as
Okay.
we go along.
I said 2001, huh? 2001 looks a lot more 1990 than I remember. I did not. I was like, is that what 2001 looked like?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I guess it is technically not far off from like 1999. So yeah. I wrote, boy, he's a scumbag. Talking about Jimmy there.
Jimmy McGill.
Then I said, skaters. I miss them as a concept. Not necessarily talking about the skaters in the show. But then I wrote, yo, skater scam artists?
Yeah.
That works.
Did you like that little montage at the end of the first episode, I think it was?
Yes. Then I wrote, this acting is a bit weird from the skaters. But then I learned it was intentional with them, with the, oh my God, you hurt my friend. Like, and I was like, are these just bad actors? And then I'm like, oh, it's a scam. Okay. I got boy got paid. Wait, why you ripping that dude? I don't know why yet. Some of these is not gonna work. Okay, and then I wrote, then he's going to the office, and I saw the garbage can with the dent on it, and I said he's gonna kick the dented garbage can, huh? And then I said, oh wait, the money isn't enough, because I was like, why doesn't he want the money, right? I thought it was like, what's wrong with the money? It's not enough. And then I wrote, yeah, he kicked it. Boy, he's going to town. 12-hit combo.
I love that kind of like subtlety in the environment.
Oh yeah, like... no, it's and that's one thing I got through the show is that it's amazingly designed in terms of both the set as well as how then the set is shot.
Yes,
it's much better than your average drama on TV, right? It's really good there. I then wrote, damn dude, wish that blonde chick would step on my throat.
Kim.
I
see a lot more of her.
Okay, yeah, oh yeah. And then I wrote, what the frick is this gamer dungeon when they went to Chuck's house? I called it a gamer dungeon. I then quickly learned that it is not a gamer dungeon unless he plays D&D, because that one has no electricity, of course. I wrote Chuck's gamer dungeon. These pauses are pregnant when they're talking to each other. There's some long pauses that are incredibly gestating.
Well, that's a whole history between those two.
Oh yeah,
they dive into.
And then I go, the skaters are back. So then I wrote, I was first like not a fan of this kind of an actual jerk Jimmy, but then he became a real scumbag, and now I feel like, yeah, crimes. Then wrote, these skaters better become major characters. They're great. And then I go, yes, skitchin', when they skitch behind the vehicle. You know what skitchin' is?
I haven't heard the term before, but it's
where they grab onto the vehicle as it's moving.
Okay.
So they're skitching behind.
That cool music.
And then I wrote, oh, they're going to get in trouble, because as soon as I saw Mijo, I was like, yep, that's that. Yo. And then I wrote, that's a real cliffhanger for episode 1 there. Episode 2 starts off with me saying, oh no, I feel bad for encouraging crimes. Because I was like, yeah, crimes. And then I realized, oh, but then the crimes are like the abuelita is so nice. And I'm like, oh man, now I feel bad. I said, yeah, like I sympathize with Mijo right now. Like, yeah, he's a big, like, kind of criminal, but like...
You're talking about Tuco.
Yeah.
Okay.
I call him Mijo. Because
he's like a major villain in Breaking Bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I just picked it up as just him being
but like just the way the story is
told,
right? You don't need to know that, right?
Yeah, but I'm just like, man, like the way he's like, yeah, he's a criminal, but if anyone was coming in and trying to scam my grandma, yeah, right, like that's understandable. Don't mess with an abuelita. And then wrote one of my favorite out of context ones. Man, these 2001 guns thick. Because that gun was a meaty one. Like, it wasn't like a little one that they normally... Like, it was a big fat boy. Yeah. Then, God, the blood is drying right now. Please get the club soda. I'm yelling at my TV as he's not getting the club soda. I said, oh boy, removing the tape was a bad idea when he ripped the tape off the guys. And then they talked. Yeah. No, it's not in the desert. It's in the garage. They ripped it off, and then so they ripped off the tape, and the scare's like, yeah, he told us to scam them. And then I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So now this is where my thinking goes. So then he goes, you punkin' me, and that phrase did not exist in 2001.
Didn't?
The show Punked, which popularized the phrase "you punking me," came out in 2003. So I wrote a yikes on that for a bit of an inconsistency, as did the Smurf later on, which you saw, you might have just that shows you where my thinking is at times, right? There's some good flash cuts in the desert. I then wrote, no, not the fingers, and this is all in caps, by the way. Saying your FBI is bad, dude. And then I wrote, how did that work? There's a strange air of sincerity on the drug lords, like. They're bad guys, but there's an air of sincerity with them, right?
What's the name? Oh, the showrunner. Keep going.
Yeah. So then one of them called them flaquitos. And I'm like, what are flaquitos? So I looked it up, and it means like skinnies or thins or thin guys. And I'm like, oh, that's a interesting insult. And then I said, oh man, I see why he's a lawyer. Better IRL than in court. Like he can lawyer his way in real life situations really good, but not so much in court. And then I wrote, oh no, now I don't sympathize with Miho at all, when he started to get a little nuts. I then wrote,
that's his character. You
can't trust anyone in 2001 America. Don't you hate it when the PTSD hits you in the desert? Cell phones bad. They cause super cancer. That's from the when they're going to Chuck's place there. And then I said, this dude would not survive in 2014 on. Like, in a world where everyone has phones and stuff. I said, boy, between this and Breaking Bad, American TV could be solved by Canadian healthcare. The sassy black receptionist is my favorite character. She's only there in like the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
But I loved her. She was so sassy. The sticker situation with the stickers for the parking gave me anxiety.
Oh, with Mike?
Yes. I hated it because that's what I have nightmares about, of like, you go do something, like you can't do it, you're not permitted. And then you like, go to do it, and then it's like, because the time changed or something, you can't do it again. Like, I hate this. The coffee montage was really good when he was getting the coffee, going to court, doing all that stuff.
Montages are like some of the best stuff.
So good in this, yeah, for sure. And then I wrote, yo, but I'd kill to spend the night at a nail salon. Comfy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that would be comfy. I would love that. I love the idea of sleeping in shops.
Really?
It's a weird thing about me, don't worry. God, nothing worse than a customer during nap time. I then wrote, crime time has arrived. And then, I'm not in the game. Then I said, you will be.
This is still episode 2, right?
It's, now we're moving on to episode 3.
Okay,
now,
cool.
I stopped halfway through in episode 3 for writing my notes. I only did up to episode 3, because then the rest of it I just watched upstairs there.
Okay. Nacho.
Yeah, Nacho was his name there. I wrote, then, Jimmy in jail? You can become a lawyer with a criminal record? That seems a bit weird.
They dive into that.
Oh, they do actually?
Yep.
Okay, good. Then I wrote...
There's a whole, like almost season 4 deals with that kind of
Wow,
stuff.
wow.
Yeah.
I wrote, uh-oh, sex offender. Are late night phone calls a normal thing people did in this year, where they just called and picked up and talked to each other for a long time? I'm like, is that a thing? I mean, I guess there's no texting. Then I wrote in big capital letters, they said JoJo, because that was one of the name of the daughter of the family there. I'm like, JoJo. Then when he was speaking through the tube filter to mask his voice to warn the family about the money, I'm like, they couldn't understand him, right? I'm like, come on. You can understand what he's saying. Like, even muffled, you can still understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's muffled and sounds weird, but you can understand what I'm saying. Like, come on.
Is this when they start? Because the whole thing, I'm trying to remember, was with the family.
The family and the money, yeah.
Yeah.
Then they took the money from the government?
Yeah.
Because they're congressmen or something? He's a congressman, and then he has, like, all the money. I didn't exactly get how some of it was related.
Some of the Jimmy Storyland stuff gets a bit, like...
That's the thing. Like,
thick.
Some of it does get kind of thick there.
But it's still good.
So I said, I recognize the rival lawyer, and I don't know where from, and it's killing me.
Is it
Not the Hammond guy. Not
him.
Not him.
Not him.
The other guy, the kind of bald. He's the guy that he like sees in the office or in the court and like flips him off.
Again, it's been a while since I watched season 1.
That's the thing. It's like I don't know. I don't even know his name because I don't think it's said. But he's like bald, and he looks like a character.
There's so many bald people in this show. Dude.
America loves bald people. And then just going to finish up here with milestone. I said I go back and forth on how much I trust characters a lot. There's a lot of characters that I'll see them and I'll be like, I don't trust you. And then I'm like, oh, I really trust you. And then the next thing I know, it's like, I don't trust you again. So yeah, if you show me this character, I'll be able to point him out. And I'm like, I recognize the actor and I can't say from where.
That's episodes.
Well, no, wasn't that the character list?
No, that's episode.
Okay. Hey, don't want to spoil me on this.
Okay, so we got Kim, Howard, not
so it wasn't.
What's her?
He was kind of a minor character. He wasn't like he was in it he was in a couple episodes. There. Oh my god, there's so many lists of characters. Just go to.
It's not like JoJo where there's like a list of JoJo characters.
Yeah, right. No, yeah. If only we had an anime.
What
wiki
episode was it in?
He was in episode 2 and 3. He was in both.
Episode 2.
He was in there. He was the lawyer that he was always fighting with inside the place.
Maybe we can.
Okay. Yeah, we're just getting pictures of Miho, the skaters.
That's just the preview pictures for that.
Okay, wait, go up to the cast here. Right here. Okay, it was... Wait, he directed it, didn't he?
No.
Oh. I saw Bob Odenkirk quite a bit for, like, at the start there. Okay, where is he? No, it's in episode 3.
Full episode cast.
Okay. Oh my god, this is the best thing that we've done. People are so enthralled. Okay, no, definitely episode 3 then. Okay, we're going to go to next episode. Oh man, this is the best quality entertainment we've had on this thing. Was it him? Peter Disseth? I think it was him. But like, I'm looking at film, recognize what he's in. He's in nothing I've watched.
He does have a familiar face, though.
Right? Like, he looks like a face of, like, some... Yeah, no, definitely not. But he looks like a face of, like, a Nickelodeon actor or something. Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hey. Okay, so then...
What about the whole billboard scheme?
Oh, that was so good. And it was funny because, like, when I was watching it, I was like, okay, he's doing this thing with the billboard. I get what he's kind of going for, but at the same time, I'm like, But then I remembered right near the end about his the fall, his the slipping Jimmy or whatever, and then it clicked, and I'm like, this is a big scam as soon as the guy fell, right? And I'm like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah, because they're filming it.
Yeah, right, and then everything clicked into place. I'm like, yo, that works. That's good.
And how was it Chucker Hamlin? What's his first name?
I just call him Hamlin. I don't know.
Howard.
Yeah.
Was it Howard that was the one who who knew it was a scam right away?
Oh yeah. He was like this is just a scam.
Because they're at odds.
Yeah. I will say episode 4, I actually fell asleep to the end of it.
Really?
It was a little bit boring. Episode 5 hit, enthralled, back into it, really enjoyed it. But episode 4, something about it, I fell asleep at the end.
Was there that montage where Jimmy's going through the desert to look for the people?
No.
Okay, that's later then.
Yeah, no, that's not a thing I did. I really liked him going around to all the different people and getting, like, small jobs. The talking toilet. My family was watching that scene, and they're like, what are you watching? And I'm like, it's been kind of pretty PG this whole time, and now this toilet is making, like, really weird innuendo-ish stuff about children. Like, that's, that's like type, not that like pedophilic stuff, but like that type of like silly humor that the show gets injected with. Well, no, I know what you're saying. Yeah. No, it was just a little bit there, and it was funny there. A lot of heart then even after that when they're talking to each other, Kim and him.
But like the character work is so like.
Okay, I got to talk about Chuck though.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about Mike too. If you.
I only saw a little bit of Mike.
Okay,
because I only saw a little bit there.
Really big.
I can the way he was filmed, even in the first even the first 4 episodes where they don't touch him, but the way he's shot makes you think he's more important.
He's a major character in Breaking Bad too. So
okay, that's where I was kind of going with. I'm like, I feel like out of every character in the show, the one that I went the most like, I think that's a guy from Breaking Bad was him.
Yeah.
Chuck. The instant I heard about his thing, I said, that's psychological. I didn't believe for a second that it was a real physical ailment on him. Mm-hmm. And the trick that the doctor does with getting him to talk and then silently putting on the bed, I'm like, that's brilliant, but could also super get you fired. But I was like, yeah, it's kind of what I expected all along. Interesting character, him.
He, like, I don't want to spoil anything. Like,
I think you did to me though before. I think you told me some big spoiler that happens. But when I didn't know the characters, I just threw it out of my mind. But I'm like, I think I remember you saying something happened there.
Yeah. So what do you think, like, overall?
So, overall, really good. I can see why people love it, but for me, there's a few things that make it a bit rough.
What's that?
For me, the length kills me.
See, I love long episodes.
And
I love diving into these, like, characters.
I feel like you could turn this into a solid 30-minute by cutting out just a few. I get why.
Those are what makes the show so special.
And I get why people like that. It's a personal thing.
Yeah,
it's 100% personal thing. I think a better, compact 30 minutes is better than like a 47-minute with a lot of the and they do use it for amazing atmosphere, but cut like 5 seconds off of a bunch of those in an episode, and it'll just spice up the pace a little. And I feel like there's just a few times where it really lingers on stuff.
I think they get better with that in future seasons.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sure. It is about striking a balance, right? About the atmosphere versus the, keeping the pace. Characters are really, really, I'm not going to say good, because they're not good, but they're interesting.
Yes.
Like, they're deeply flawed, every single one of them, in a good way. But they're interesting, and I want to know more about, not necessarily. I feel like that's another thing, is a lot of it is dealing with the past and the future. I want to know much more about the present. There's a lot of flashbacks that go for a long time about the past.
Oh, they focus in on the present. They just want to establish what's going on with these characters.
Yeah, for sure. But I definitely just for me, I think I would much rather it stay a lot more focused on the present there.
Because the way Howard is, he's like a dirtbag kind of character, right? He gets
but no. He's
not like a hard dirtbag. He just kind of.
But I don't even think he's a dirtbag. I think Jimmy is more of a dirtbag, and Howard's just doing his job. Like I think a lot of it comes from misunderstandings among characters, which makes for good drama. But I feel like a lot of it is like there's no real true villain, at least right now. At least like for now, it's just like a lot of just characters with disagreements.
There aren't villains in this show. There are antagonists.
Yes, of course. Which is, hey, that's real life. But no, it was enjoyable. Don't know if I would personally, sit down to watch it. What I will say is it makes wonderful TV dinner watching.
Oh yeah, I would.
Like I said, I put it on the last episode as well as a bit of episode 6 with the family. Put it on, and it's something that my family was able to just sit down and watch with no previous knowledge. They'll ask me a question every now and then, but just a small one. My mom was actually like, she saw the start of episode 6 going in with Mike.
That's a big Mike episode.
And so she looked at me and she's like, is this that crime show, the one with the drugs? And I'm like, Breaking Bad? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, it's not, but it's actually related to it. And she's like, oh. So she actually picked that up from that, which is probably just because the way it's shot, because she would not watch that show, right? Like she should have no idea about it. It's just not a show that she watches, but she's just able to pick that up from how it was shot and like even just how a character looks, right? So
the way it's like, same as Vince, the showrunner.
Okay, yeah.
Vince something.
yeah.
Vince Gilligan.
There you go.
There you go.
But yeah, no, it was interesting. Not something I would sit down to watch, but something I would probably put on in the background and enjoy kind of along with the ride. Like not background as in like background noise, but background as in like doing something else, but also watching. Right?
See, that's the opposite of me. I can't take my eyes off the screen when the show is on.
Really?
Yeah, it's like it enthralls me.
Yeah, I know. I was able to go to the bathroom and stuff. Because for me, if a show is 20 minutes and it's a jam-packed 20 minutes, I don't want to miss one. But like there'll be a time when there's something going on in the desert or something where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I just leave it on, come back. Same shot, very little of the plot has advanced because it's so much time. Because
there's like when I watch shows, there's sometimes where I pull out my phone or something, just to look at Twitter or something. But like when the show's like airing,
total opposite for me. There's there's long stretches where I'm like, okay, they're having small talk. I can take out my phone. So, hey, we're different. That's how it is.
It is. That's what the basis of the show is.
Right? Okay.
Cool.
All right. Time for your adventure with Kamen Rider. O's, yes. That's the one I started with. The reason I gave that to you was it was the one that I was first shown to me. Because basically I talked to my friend Fuad and he's like, okay, just sit down and watch this with me. And I'm like, okay. And that's the one he showed me. And I'm like, I kind of love this. So that's where I hopped on with. And I thought, hey, it sounds like a good starting point.
So I'm gonna go through my little notes here,
Okay.
and then we'll cover anything I missed.
Yeah, for sure.
Love the intro.
Oh,
So catchy.
so good.
So like
The-
well shot.
There's even an extended version and an alternate version,
Really?
which are really good.
Yeah, the theme song's incredible. Like what you just heard.
Yeah.
On the break there.
Probably play the extended version, honestly.
It's cheesy as all hell.
Oh,
but
so
it's
cheesy.
Good cheesy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was like, at first I'm like, is this good cheesy? Yeah, it's good cheesy.
It's really good cheesy.
I like the main character.
Yeah.
He's charismatic, but he reminds me of Goku. In a sense where he's like, he's the dumb one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is an archetype you get a lot with Japanese media. There, the dumb, how would you say it? Not really like the dumb genius, but like because he's not a genius, obviously, but like I don't know,
Dumb
but
hero or
the
something?
dumb hero, yeah, kind of, just like the dumb hero, yeah.
Ankh is a good Ankh.
Ankh, yeah,
Ankh is a good character.
he's
I like
so
him.
good.
And the guy who plays him,
Yes,
he's a really good actor.
isn't he amazing?
Yeah.
And I love like he's just every time he's on screen, he's so
Yeah,
fabulous.
it's like,
Just eating his ice cream.
and then like even if when it's just the arm,
Yeah, when he's the arm, and so that's green screen. So there's a person doing the arm.
I always wondered how are they doing that.
That's just a person in like it's him in full green. They green screen him out, and it's just his arm.
Well, the part where like he gets ambushed by one of the greeds.
Yeah.
And he's like beaten down and broken, and kids are throwing rocks at him. And he's like, "Oh, stop! I can't go here." The villains are tacky.
Oh
The
yeah.
costumes are tacky. They're like
Okay, but would you rather it be costumes or CGI?
costumes,
Right?
I guess,
Like
yeah.
I at least I have a huge appreciation for these like detailed real costumes. Because for me, I look at that and I say, like, that's such a holdover from back when there was no other option. And nowadays, it's so much cheaper doing in CGI. So for me, the costumes, I look at that and I'm like, there's some mastery to that, right? Like these full costumes that you can do acrobatics in, right? So for me, I love that.
I like the big businessman villain.
Oh.
He's like, "Happy birthday!"
Subarashi! Happy birthday! He's the best.
He's really funny. Yeah. The motorcycle stuff, the whole like robot stuff with the cans and all that, is pretty funny. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It didn't catch me as much as Jojo did.
Yeah, of
But,
course. Because I mean, you only did watch, a little bit there, and it is quite episodic for a long time before the actual kind of plot hits off. It's
Yeah.
usually how it goes, where it's like you'll usually get 13 to 15 episodes of just Monster of the Week shenanigans before it really gets into like, okay, who are these characters now? Like, go into the backstories of characters. Go into who really is Ankh. Who is, what's with the guy who's always saying happy birthday? What did you see any like the weird professor? Was he
I was
in
just
there?
about to bring that up.
'Kay.
He showed up at the end with the doll and the thing.
He has the tiny doll on his
Like,
shoulder.
what the hell's going on? And when it falls off, he like freaks out.
He's a freak. That's one of the most like, oh, you're a messed up person like characters I've seen in a long time. How did you feel about the rate that new powers came into it?
Oh,
Like, it feels like every episode there's
like
something
different
new.
combination?
Yeah, right?
yeah.
I
I'm like,
lo-
okay, so we're doing this now.
I love the mixing and matching of it, where it's just like you have like his 3 sections. You can see he looks like a stoplight. He's red, green, and yellow, right?
Yeah.
So then you look at that and you're like, okay, well, when it was first shown the designs for him, people are like, why does he look like a stoplight? Like, it's so weird. But then you see it's because his head, body, and legs are each a different part of him that he can switch out with the belt, right? So immediately I was like, oh, I love this because the customization of like, pick which parts you want.
And then the part like you do a combo, and that's like dangerous.
Yeah,
because
because
like
it's
powerful.
full power, right? You
Yeah.
got that good combo.
The gummy stuff was funny, but like weird funny.
Gummy stuff?
You know the gummies?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, those are just the little generic, like,
Yeah.
the generic mooks there. Yeah, right. They have different
I
names
like how
and all them
they
there.
establish like when they do a monster of the week, they like establish like the character first.
Yep.
And then like go into the more.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see, what else is there? So you wouldn't have been introduced to the second rider yet.
Oh, okay.
But there's another Kamen rider that joins up with him who's really good there.
I wasn't expecting who's the guy Onk's possessing?
Oh, the police officer there?
Yeah.
That's the same actor with him like regular hair versus his stylish hair.
Really?
It looks different, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, that's him, but with his hair done up.
Huh.
Looks totally different. Yeah, right.
I wasn't expecting his sister to find out so soon.
Yeah, right?
Early on.
Yeah, it happens quite quickly there.
Yeah.
Did you notice the Apple product placement?
No.
Oh, man.
Oh, the iPhone.
So there's
Yeah,
iPhones,
I
and then
the
later
iPhone.
on there's an extended thing of him using an iPad with it zoomed in with the Apple
Oh
logo
yeah, that
always
too.
on. Right?
I didn't notice that it was an
I
iPad.
noticed that. I was like, wow, that is just him using an iPad. He's like focusing on it, and like it looks at the back, you see the big Apple symbol, and it's like, I'm like, okay. So yeah, this season, random Apple product placement everywhere. How do you like their hub base kind of being the little, like the cafe there?
It's homey.
It's homey, right?
I like it. It's
It's
like,
there's actually been a couple seasons where they use like a cafe, and I like it because they're all real places that they rent out for the season. It's like you can go there, and it's a real cafe.
I think it was like episode 9 or 10. That was like it was like Halloween episode.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
in this show airs because there's 53 episodes every season.
Wow, that's a lot.
So because it's one a week. So you get the Halloween episode, you'll get the Christmas episode, you'll get all the holiday ones.
Okay.
So you always get those. Yeah. All right, I'm just trying to think of anything else.
When it opened with like those thieves in the museum.
Yeah.
And then we're introduced to the main character. What's his name again?
AG?
AG, yeah. And it's just like weird.
Just him with his underwear in the whole city. That's what got me. I'm like, okay, where is this gonna go?
Yeah, that was fun. It was just a fun thing to watch.
It's fun, right? Yeah. So you can sort of see the appeal of it being like a weekly show that people tune into, right? And you got to remember, like, it is a Saturday morning kid show.
Yeah, that's what I really got the vibe of.
So that's 100%. Although it's not, it's more of a teen show because there's some big wipeouts. There's some real stuff that happens.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
All
liked
right.
it.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Yeah, not as much to talk about. It is just Kamen Rider, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool. All right. Are we ready for our next exchange?
I think so.
I think so. Okay.
Maybe.
I am. I'm really excited for this. For me at least.
Is it a?
Okay, so I guess I'll go first here.
You're gonna go first.
I'll go first.
Okay, go first.
Okay. Ask me a question first.
Is it a game?
It is not a game.
Is it a show?
It is a show. I know it's I think the third in a row. I think after this I'll find another game, but
Okay.
this one is another show.
Is it a long show?
Long in what way? Like
I'm
individual
gonna have
episode?
to watch a lot of it.
How do you feel about 10 episodes for one season?
How long is the episodes?
22 minutes.
No, I can do
Think
that.
you can do that? Okay. Okay, next question.
Is it an anime?
It is. Next question.
Well, did we talk about it today?
Not today. Not today.
Is it? You want to keep asking questions?
Yeah, keep asking questions. So let's try and narrow it down.
Is it a big anime?
It's popular, but it's not... Okay, so it's popular among anime fans. It's not mainstream yet. It's also not necessarily very long.
Is it on your shelf?
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
I have no merch from it.
Oof.
You won't get the name of it because you might not even know it, but we'll at least keep narrowing it down till you...
Well, what can I ask?
Like, what about genre?
Oh yeah, what genre is it?
Okay. Well, first off, I'm going to say it's dubbed.
Okay.
So you'll have that there.
Cool.
Recently dubbed, even though the show is a few years older, but it just got its dub very recently, within the past month. And it is... I'm going to set the stage for you. You've played Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Yes.
I want you to imagine a Dungeons and Dragons campaign
with
4 losers.
I think I know what it is.
You do?
Is it that slime show?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's not the slime show. No. This one is one that I think I have talked about in the podcast before, but way long ago. Similar genre, though in a different way. Slime is wholesome. This one is not as wholesome. It is a pure comedy.
Okay.
So like I was saying, I want you to imagine a D&D campaign with 4 of the biggest losers ever.
You know I don't like pay attention to much anime.
Well, no, you're not going to know. I'm just setting the stage for you to set it up.
Okay.
So you have a dude who's never worked a day in his life and has absolutely no skills talking to people.
Okay.
You have a goddess who is useless. You have a mage who only knows one spell, and the spell uses up all of her mana, and she collapses whenever she uses it. And you have a knight who is a masochist, who wants people, who only became a knight so people can hit her. I am introducing you to the funniest anime I've ever seen, Konosuba.
Never heard of it.
So its proper name is quite a bit longer. You might have seen pictures of it. I'll bring it up on my phone here. So the real name is God's Blessing on This Wonderful World. Or, as it's actually known, Konosubarashi Sekai ni Shukufuku wo, which why we just call it Konosuba. It is on Crunchyroll, dubbed. This is the show.
Okay.
It is, like I said, think of it in the terms of Dungeons and Dragons or in terms of Monster Hunter even. A little bit of Monster Hunter in there in terms of like the world structure and stuff. It is the funniest.
Okay.
And has reduced me to tears from laughter. I do want you to watch it dubbed.
Okay.
Because the dub is really good. And I will just say, there's a few... how do I put this? There's a few moments that are a bit jiggly.
Oh, boy.
So I'm going to say there's time... It's not the main focus, but it happens. So I'd say let's try and make sure that we watch it. You know, it's nowhere near Berserk. I gave you Berserk.
Okay.
It's nowhere near that.
Yeah, that's definitely
that's as far as
watch
I'll go.
alone type thing.
But it is you know, and it's all played for comedy, so that's why. So yes, I'm giving you Konosuba, and for that I do have 3 48-hour Crunchyroll passes that I can give you whenever you're gonna watch it. So you'll be able to just hop in and use that. And if that runs out, I'll just give you my account.
Cool.
All right. So. Now, there's a big hint behind me on what I think this week's thing is for me.
No.
No? It's not the PlayStation VR that you brought over to my house?
I brought it over because you wanted to play some anime game.
Oh, I thought you were going to then tie it into me playing a
No.
VR game. Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. So I was going to say, was it Resident Evil 7?
No.
So
That's a Japanese game.
It is, but I think we've already said we've kind of given up on...
Have we?
Well, not yet, but as we go on, we're definitely going to end up just being like, well, whatever. So you did send me a message saying, hey, are you okay with a download game? So I'm going to guess it is a download-based game.
Yeah.
Now, is it a game that is naturally a download-based game or just a game that you happen to download? Like, is there a physical version? That is not like limited run games, like a normal physical version.
No physical version.
No physical version.
Just 2 seconds ago, I didn't know what I was going to give you.
Oh,
and now
really?
I just figured it out.
Okay.
It's violent.
It's violent. Okay.
Very violent.
Okay. Is it? So it is. Is it made by a AAA company or is it indie?
It's indie.
It's indie. Okay. Is it? What genre is it?
It's arcade.
Arcade.
Very violent arcade game.
Okay. Arcade? Is it 2D or 3D?
Top down.
Does it involve chickens in any way, shape, or form?
Yes.
Okay. Does it take place in Miami?
Yes.
Is there lines involved that are hot?
Lions?
Lines. Are there lines that are hot?
Yes.
Is it No More Heroes Travis Strikes Again? Hotline Miami?
Hotline Miami.
1 or 2?
1.
Okay.
Have you played it before?
I have I think I played a demo of it, but it was so long. Or I played it on a friend's computer or something. It was a lot. Like, we're talking back in high school, right?
Oh, okay.
So, like,
It's been a while.
It's been a hot minute. So, okay. Hotline
Think you'd
Miami.
be interested in that?
Yeah. I'd give that a shot. I've heard good things. I've heard people say it's fun. Not the biggest fan of the art style, but I understand what it's going for and will be willing to give it a shot.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Sounds good. So next week we will have Konosuba versus...
You mean next episode?
That's what I mean. I say week to mean week of the pot. Whatever. Konosuba versus Hotline Miami.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yep. So we need to head down to our questions, of which we wrote notes. So, yes. First questions come from Rob here. Hi, Tanner and Adrian. Hope you two are doing good as we enter February. Yeah, we talked about that we're doing pretty good here. Here's some questions. Number 1. Has there ever been anything you thought that the story is okay, but it gets saved by the characters in it that said story making it great? Got to pull up my notes on my phone. I mean, I know my answer right off the top of my head, but do you have one?
Yeah.
What's that?
I have a few games.
Okay.
It's a franchise of games.
Did I not save my notes? Oh, no, I got him here. Whew, okay. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
The Uncharted games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's basically a treasure hunting game,
but
like,
it's
the characters
redeemed by the characters being so interesting and
Yes.
funny, and yeah, I could get that.
playing off each other and
Yeah.
how they evolve throughout the story.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. For me, I wrote anything by, like, Hideki Kamiya, anything by Platinum, or even some of the older Capcom stuff. There's, like, Beautiful Joe, story is nothing. You know, like Bayonetta, the story really isn't anything. But it's the characters that make it good.
Yes.
It's their interactions, and you want more of them. That's why you're fine seeing Dante and other things, because his story, it's the story of the Devil May Cry games ain't anything, but the characters are what make it fun. So that's what I wrote, like, yeah, anything by Hideki Kamiya, Platinum, or early Clover stuff, so... Okay, question 2. Is there any music that when you hear it, even after you're not listening, makes you feel something? For example, I heard One Piece's Binks Sake recently, and just teared up from it, hearing it a couple of years of not hearing it. So, do you have any music that makes you go, oh dang, here come the feels?
Probably any song from Gen 4.
Okay.
Specifically the lake theme.
No, for sure. I get that. I
Yeah.
get that for sure. I wrote Chrono Trigger's main theme.
Oh, okay.
That song... There was a period where I was obsessed with Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross. Like, those were games I wanted to base my life around. And the main theme for it is so good. Again, like, if there's a character or anything that I want in Smash just for the music, it would be Chrono. It's some of the most outstanding music ever composed for a video game. I also wrote a lot of old Weeb music I used to listen to. And, like, the Digimon soundtracks. Those used to be a lot more, but now that they're on, like, my basic shuffle playlist, it kind of loses a bit of its merit.
Yeah.
When I first rediscovered some of these songs from my childhood, I was like, oh my god, this is... it was a nostalgia overload.
Cool.
Okay, now we got some Smash stuff. Since Piranha Plant just came out, this make a good question. Which minion or normal enemy would you put in Smash if you had to choose one from just that group? A minion or basic enemy from a video game. I have mine.
So do I. I have 2.
Oh, you have 2. I only have 1. Waddle Dee.
Oh, I voted that one. 'Cause
Well,
I knew it was going to be yours.
That's the obvious one. He's the best.
He's okay.
He's so good. Give him. You don't even have to give him the bandana. Have him put it on for a few moves at least. Just but a Waddle Dee.
Be like a Piranha Plant type situation.
Yeah, right. Using some moves. Maybe he can, like, you know, blink his eye and turn it into a Waddle Doo. Maybe he can, you know, use some. He has a Parasol. He has the spear. Like, come on, that's a full moveset right there.
Okay.
What about you?
So you only have the one?
I only have the one.
Okay. I think a Metroid.
I'm sorry, a Metroid.
A Metroid.
Now, are we talking about the gooey flying ones, or are we talking about the ones that are more like evolved a bit?
I think an evolved one would be good.
Okay.
But, like, it would use, like, the floaty ones in its moveset.
Okay. I wouldn't... I think an assist trophy is perfect for a Metroid, personally.
I just want more Metroid characters in
Wait,
Smash.
what? You want more Metroid characters?
Because Ridley is so good. Dark Samus is so good.
There's 4.
There needs to be 5.
For Metroid, a game that...
Maybe a space pirate. That'd be cool.
Oh, okay, yeah, Space Pirate, I agree with. But I don't think Metroid is ever getting another rep. They've reached their pinnacle pop. Like, they got more characters than, honestly, they deserve in terms of popularity.
Well, they're going to add the Silex.
No, they're not. They're not.
Watch them do it.
I mean, they could, and it'd be fine, but it's just like, I don't think that's a shoo-in like some people say.
Especially now when Nintendo says like there's going to be like bomb drops.
Well, but and another thing is people are like, oh, it's because his
Spirit
is in the game. But that's the exact same logic people said about Lucas is not going to be DLC because his trophy's in the game. It's the same logic. They'll make him be like, to celebrate the release of Metroid Prime 4, we have an exclusive Spirit you can get when you play this event. That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be.
Okay.
Okay, what's your other one then?
A Guardian from Breath of the Wild.
It's too big.
Ridley was too big.
Yeah, but...
They could shrink him down.
But Ridley has canonically been smaller.
Sizes don't matter. Has Olimar canonically been bigger?
No. We'll see.
I think
actually we won't because we're just going hypothetical. You know what? I think moveset wise, you could make one. Like you could make a moveset for the Guardian for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know what? Make it one of those mini Guardians that you fight in the temples.
Yeah.
Make it one of those and have them use moves from all of them. Yeah, I could see that.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
You don't have to do this if it sounds a bit mean. No, we're going to do it. You were given the chance to stop a character from being playable in Smash. Who do you choose?
Like that's already in? Like take them out?
No. Stop one from being playable. So like a character that, say Nintendo was thinking about adding this character to be playable, we have the ability to stop them from being in the game.
Well, that could be anything.
Well, I mean, I have mine.
Well,
I will die for Waluigi to not be in Smash. Him
I knew it was...
or Tingle. I would die for them to not be in Smash. No,
Tingle's
I
awesome.
don't want to give that legacy to my kids. I would sacrifice myself to make it sure they're not in the game.
So you'd rather have Skull Kid in?
Skull Kid I'd be fine with. I still think it's a bit of a wasted slot, but he doesn't offend me to my core. Like Tingle and Waluigi.
Well, I have the answer with like taking a character out of the roster.
Is it Daisy?
No.
Who?
Like, I didn't want anyone removed, but like if I needed to choose, I would take Jigglypuff out. She's not fun. To me, at least.
No, I actually have fun playing as Jigglypuff because you can do some crazy shenanigans in the air. And it is nice having a character who is light and plays like can dominate the air entirely.
I guess.
It's a character that you're not supposed to play on the ground. It's a character that you're supposed to always be jumping with.
Okay.
So I like that. I think it's neat there. But if you had the chance to stop a character from being playable, who would it be?
That's so hard to think about.
So it's pick a character who you hate and don't want in.
Like you took them both.
Well, no, you can easily just put your hand on the character from Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Well, that's a bit easy. That's
right?
Too easy of a chance.
Say Goku, I don't care.
We weren't supposed to be doing this.
But that's what the question is! To stop a character from being playable.
Probably Pearl.
Pearl? On her own?
Yeah.
But how would she do? Would she just take out a knife?
She'd bash people with her giant forehead.
Okay, sure. I hope you guys had a good 2 weeks. Or hope you too had some good weeks. Thanks, Rob. All right, we now have one from Mauricio here. Tanner, have you showed Adrian those JoJo Part 3 sensor bars? No, I haven't yet because he hasn't got to the parts with them, but I told him about them this part. Okay, Tanner, now that all 3 KH themes are out, which is your favorite, both your vocal and orchestral? I gotta go with Simple and Clean's orchestra, because for me, it hits on the epicness of the series for me. Like, the pop music's good, but the epicness of the orchestra, that was the first time I really heard orchestra music in a game. Like, hearing the Simple and Clean in the orchestra, and I was like, wow, you can have, like, this amazing, you know, like, because again, I didn't play Western games, which use orchestras all the time, but like, it's a Japanese game, uses the orchestra, and you're like, this is really, really good, right? So that was the first time, and so for me, I think it's really cool there. You can't answer that question.
I
so
can't.
That was for me.
That's why it said Tanner at the start there.
Okay, now we're on to both. So, what are things you admittedly pirate or stream because either the film was going to suck, but you wanted to see it, or anything else like not paying $50 a month for Adobe? So he said, for an example, he streamed the new Venom movie because he's not supporting it. Is there anything you attribute this to?
I don't really pirate media in a sense, or visual media. In terms of music, I only download music when it's not accessible.
So that's the big thing for me. If something is accessible, I will pay for it.
Yeah, or if it's on Spotify or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. But like, if it's not accessible, you give me no other option, I'm gonna pirate it. Like, that's how it is. Because like, there's the only other option is not doing it. So like, no, like we're both in a position where if we want something, we can pay for it, right? So I understand for other people, but for us, it's like no. And the idea of not supporting, like not wanting to, like something you want to see but not support,
that doesn't add up in my head.
That doesn't add up in my head because
why would I want to watch it if I don't want to support it?
The people who made it still got to get paid, right? Like, so I don't necessarily live by that logic of, wanting to support something that you not wanting to support something but wanting to see it. So I think if you don't want to support it, you just wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, nothing really for me. Though I will say like that, yeah, $50 a month for Adobe sucks. And I do have a copy of Photoshop CS2 or CS3 that I got like years ago, and that one doesn't have that fee. So like, I've still legally got it, but I'm not paying the $50. So there's ways around it, and there's ways of handling things, in a way that you're still supporting them, but you're not necessarily supporting, what you don't really like. So
yeah. Again, we can afford the things.
Yeah, we're lucky enough to have that. Yeah. What did you do when you finished a very, very long franchise? The reason I'm asking is because Steven Universe and KH3 ended. Actually, Steven Universe isn't done. It just should be. It had a big conclusion.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Like a real big conclusion. Like a really, really good big conclusion. My sister just texted me and she said, "Sup, liberal." What's she saying? We're off to Olive Garden. I'll bring some breadsticks home. You got the house to yourself. She literally said, "Sup, liberal."
She called you a liberal before.
Oh, my sister. Yeah, Steven Universe had kind of like what looked to be everything wrapped up. But they said it's not the end. So I'm like, where do they go from here? It's like imagine the end. Well, no, that's a dumb example. Never mind.
What are you going to say?
Like the end of Infinity War 2 or Endgame, where they're like they killed Thanos and like everything is solved, and then they're like, no, there's still more. It's like, what do you do? But I guess they're literally doing that. So, but yeah, no. So what do you do when you finish a very, very long franchise?
What's your answer?
So my answer is I usually don't. I am the person who will stop 2 or 3 episodes before the end of something huge because I don't want it to end.
But like, that's when you just like rewatch it and you.
But it's not the same. I don't know. Like for me, I've always been one that is like I will stop before the end of something I really love to keep it alive in my heart.
I don't want Walking Dead to end, but it's going to end, and I want to see how it ends.
I get.
You don't want to see how something concludes. You're with these characters for so long.
It depends on what type it is. If it's one overall narrative, then I want to see how it ends. But if it's something that is going up like an up and down, sort of like season 1 is a narrative, season 2 is a narrative, season 3 is a narrative, and they're not necessarily tied narratives, but they're just more adventures of the character, I'm okay with not seeing how it ends.
That's weird. Huh.
Like, honestly, I don't care what the One Piece is. I don't care. What I care...
I don't understand you,
I don't want it to end, because as soon as you finish a show, they're gone.
No, they're not.
But if you don't finish it, then you can always wonder about the adventures that keep going.
Well, can't you do that when it actually does end?
No, because then the status quo is restored. When the status quo is restored, they have no reason to keep going.
But I'm trying to think.
I want to think about Luffy's adventure as a pirate forever. As soon as he gets the One Piece, he's like, "That's it, I'm done, Piratekin. Bye. I've explored the world. Eat some meat."
I'm trying to think of a thing that's long going that I'm keeping track of, besides The Walking Dead.
Marvel.
The MCU. I want to see how it ends.
I want to see how Endgame ends, but honestly, I think I'll get to a point where I'm like let's say like phase 7, right?
Yeah.
We've had multiple climaxes. I think at that point I'd be like, okay, I think I understand what's going on here, and I'll see him occasionally, but I won't have that pressing need to see it, right? Like I won't like, for a lot of it comes down to my hype usually peaks in the middle, and then it'll usually descend on the way down, unless it's something amazing. But I don't know. That's just how I am.
I'm just looking around.
But he's talking about things that are really long running. So like yeah, Steven Universe ran for like 6 years almost, and then Kingdom Hearts 3 was like, yeah, like that's like 15 years in the making.
Like, okay, what about like a prequel? Would you want to see how that ends and how that ties into like the actual?
Not even really, because you know what's gonna happen, kind of.
So then why don't you watch the end of it? If you
it'd be fine. Like I'll watch it, but I don't know. See, it's weird. I don't know. I'm weird with long franchises. So what do I do?
What about like Metal Gear Solid?
I never finished 5.
Right. I did.
I honestly don't want to finish 5.
Well, when I finished it, I'm like, okay, this is a complete story. I can
see, but I don't want that empty feeling of it being over.
But it is over.
But I don't want that empty feeling of it being over.
What do you think Snake's up to now?
I don't know. And I won't know till another thing comes out. And then when another thing comes out, I'll just finish it up.
But at that point, why don't you just
well, because you already know what happens.
Go through it.
I already know what happens.
But you don't want to experience it again?
Not necessarily.
With all that knowledge?
No.
And see how things are changed?
No. Well, because it's not. Because it's not real life. Like, the details from Metal Gear Solid 5 aren't in MGS1. Because they weren't planned back then.
Yeah, but it's cool to think they were.
But they're not.
They're not, but it's like in an in-universe thing, it's like, oh, this is happening. And this is why this is happening.
See, but people do that all the time, and I don't do that. Because I know that games are made in the order they're made. They're not made... Like, Star Wars Episode 3, or 4, is the first movie, right?
Yeah.
They didn't plan out Episodes 1 to 3 before that.
No?
No, those came after.
But it's cool to watch for and see, like, oh, that's where Anakin came from. This is what Darth Vader is doing. That's why he's acting like this. And all that kind of... Can I be real? That's an extra layer.
I hate people who play things in the story canon order. When people...
Like video game
so, like when people are like, oh, I should start Metal Gear Solid, the set franchise, with 3.
No, I don't do that.
And then go to Peace Walker, and then go to 5, and then go to 1, and then 2, and then... Like,
no,
you're insane. Or people go to Kingdom Hearts and start with Birth by... No, they have to start with the mobile game now. It's like, that's stupid. Go in the order that they have been made, right?
Yeah. I'm not arguing that. I'm
okay.
Like just saying like the way you plug those pieces in and see where they connect and how they connect, and that just adds so much more to like a story that I can like get more enjoyment out of, even though I've already experienced it.
I get what you're saying, but that I just don't do that.
Okay.
But that's not even the question, actually. But he says, when I finish franchise, I'm like, wow, and I feel weird and write my thoughts in some forum sites. I usually just tweet it, yeah. What are some series that you ended that lasted a long time, and what did you do when it finished?
Well, when I finished Breaking Bad, I was like, okay.
What did you do? Nothing and move on? Because that's usually what I do.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, I don't know, there's not much... I mean, it is different, though.
It's like I'm not going to throw a party.
Right? Yeah. Like, I finished Breaking Bad.
Well, sometimes, like, when, like, a show ends, they...
Yeah, you'll bring people over and do something there. Yeah,
that's probably what's going to happen with Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
So...
So, like, the first one that comes up to me that I've actually finished recently was Danganronpa. Danganronpa. That was one that, like, yeah, like that... I mean, mind you, I played it within the period of, like, 3 years. which like that's way longer than what it actually was. But I finished it there, pretty on time to the last game's release there, and it just like it was different because I was doing it on video, right? So the ending video was like me bearing my heart, talking about how much I loved it, right? Mm-hmm. But in actuality, like, you know, when something like that happens, I usually just keep it to myself, and I just, you know, say like, yeah, that happened, and I enjoyed it, and I will tell people that they should also do it, but I don't really do anything, so yeah. Okay, Questione 3, the last one. I had a fun time this week, and last week, backseat gaming with Adrian, playing RE2 with both characters, since there was a lot I helped with. Was there a time in the past you backseat gamed with someone, live person or Twitch, and what was your experience helping that person? You backseat gamer?
I like to let people experience playing their games like the way they want to. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
I don't like to interfere being like...
Tell them what to do?
Yeah, basically.
God, hey, I'm going to be real here. Backseat gamers, I don't like them that much. I'm getting comments on my Kingdom Hearts parts. We're pointing at like, you missed a chest there.
Or even Smash.
Or Smash.
The comment.
Right? Where it's like people think...
Oh, can we talk about that?
What?
The ending to World of Light, since we both... in the spoiler section, of course, but...
Is there much to talk about?
Honestly,
it's really not.
Okay.
Not a lot happens for that ending.
Fine, okay.
It just ends.
Okay.
But what I was just saying is like, like so many people think when they're helping, they're not. Because the time delay. So, okay, backseat gamers in real life aren't that bad. Through internet, I'm not a fan of. Because the time delay is either 5 to 30 seconds on Twitch or possibly weeks on YouTube. But like, for example, I used to, whenever I was at my friend's house, he would play through a game and I'd be there with him. And I'd just give him like not even games that I knew, but I'd be there to help him with stuff. He like wouldn't know a puzzle. I'd be like, I'll do this, right? And I did that a lot. And it's different when you're with someone because that advice can be given on an instant, right? And it makes sense. But like Twitch and YouTube backseat gamers, they don't understand. It's too late. It's too late, right? Unless it's some big advice like, hey, heads up, this thing happens later. You'll probably want to get this.
That's what I don't like.
Oh, really?
I don't like that. I don't like to be spoiled.
Okay. No, not talking about spoilers, but I'm talking about like someone saying it would be a good idea to conserve your ammo for the future.
Not
really?
even that.
Okay. See, I like big general hints like that. I'm not a fan of people being like, okay, turn now. Sorry, I'm in another building. Or like, I don't like stuff like that where it's like, or people saying like, why did you miss that? I'm like, because I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Because it's different when you're playing a game versus watching it. I'm fine with general advice. Like someone on one of my comments said like, hey, at this point, it might be a good idea to go back to this area because there's this new item there. Awesome. Thanks. I wouldn't have gone back for that anyways, you know? So awesome. That I like. But I don't like when people are trying to think of minor stuff, you know? Major stuff like, yeah, you want to go back and get this. It's a good idea because you can't get it later. Awesome. But I'm not a fan of, why didn't you pick up that ammo? Because I didn't see it. Like, come on, right? Like, that's me personally.
There was a part in Resident Evil where I was knifing the zombies.
Yeah.
And Mauricio was like, why are you doing that? I'm like, well, it's just because, like, I've seen when people play Resident Evil, they do the knife thing to, like, make sure the zombie's dead. But I guess it's a bit different in this one.
Okay, that's another thing. People getting mad at you for not understanding the gameplay when you're just starting it.
Yeah. Like I'm figuring out the mechanics.
Yeah, like you're figuring it out on your own. So when you don't know how something works, it's like, yeah, because it hasn't been naturally taught to you over time. Like, that's something that bothers me.
I'm experimenting.
You're experimenting. You're trying things out. Definitely, I'm a person who's like, if I'm trying something, let me try it first. Let me learn. And by the end, I'll get it. Trust me. Yeah. But let me learn on my own. Like, unless I'm doing something, unless I say, like, why isn't this working? And it's just because I'm doing it wrong. Like, yeah, for sure. Then be like, hey, it's because you're timing it wrong. Awesome. Thanks. You helped me. Right. But if it's something like, I try something and it doesn't work, maybe I'll see something and I'll try hitting it. And people are like, no, you don't hit it. You do this. It's like, Let me learn.
Yeah.
So that's how I am. And finally, we have a special note here. So Tanner, I know you've been looking for another harem trash like Yoragi so no Yuna-san, which is Yuna in the Haunted Hot Springs. But here, another manga that becomes an anime in the summer. Bokutachi wa Benkyo ga Dekanai, which is We Can't Study. Yeah, I've seen this one on a Shonen Jump's app quite a bit for the manga version. It's another harem story, but this one's actually a good one. Oh, that's also going to be technically kind of your first harem thing, too. It's not really...
Harem sounds like a dirty word.
Oh, it is.
Oh, God.
It is. It means one guy with a bunch of lovers. But here's the thing. Yours is a parody of it.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't. He has nothing to do with them thoughts, right? But that was... Yeah, I'm going to give that one a look there when it becomes an anime later. I definitely prefer them in anime form for more Doki Doki shenanigans. Give the manga a try for 1-2 chapters if you're going to see the anime. I think I'll just watch the anime when it comes out. Got more than enough to read. Until next podcast, yeah, thank you. And with that, we are rounding out the end of the podcast.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I know you brought up you want to talk about the World Light ending, but like there's...
Well, now that I think about it, it's like...
There's really not much to talk about.
I just want to know what you thought of it.
Okay, well, I can do that without saying what it is.
Okay.
I was admittedly a bit disappointed.
Really?
That there wasn't some ending.
I guess it just kind of ended, didn't it?
It just kind of ends. I wanted a bit, so that was an ending. There was a climax, but there was not a denouement. No. I wanted a denouement. I wanted at least a small, even a hint of a denouement, but there is none. So I was kind of like, okay, that's it. It was a serviceable ending.
Okay.
It was not an amazing one. It was not a bad one, but it was serviceable. So that's all I really felt there. But anything else that we want to talk about? So next podcast, we're going to have our two things that we're looking at, Hotline Miami and Konosuba. We're going to have more. You're going to play more Resident Evil 2?
Yes.
Okay, I'll definitely be playing more Kingdom Hearts. We're going to have more...
When does Jump Force come out?
I think I have it on oh, you know what will be out by that time will be Yokai Watch 3. So I might talk a little bit about that. I have an app on my phone that shows all the video games coming out. So we have here... Resi 2 is out, KH3 is out, Yokai Watch is in 4 days. Oh, Jump Force is in 12 days. 9 for me. Wait, would that mean I'd get to actually play it?
Yeah, because next time we're recording is the 17th.
Whoa! Whoa, I didn't even well, yeah, like I said, it's the 9th for me, so I did not realize it's out that soon.
Yeah, and February is pretty barren for me, so...
So wait, what day did you say?
It's the 17th we're recording next time.
Okay, so wait, this is out on the...
That's during my reading week.
12th. I get it on the 9th. Ooh, I get it on a Saturday. Nice. Cool. Yeah, so then Jump Force next time. That'll be fun. Other than that...
Walking Dead will be back, but I'm good. It's going to be a spoiler thing.
Okay.
In the spoiler section, because, like,
yep.
Nino's watching it, too.
Yep,
so.
sounds good. And, yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for listening. We'll see you next time for some more Ships Worldwide. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
そして集いしスターダスト100年目の目覚めに呼ばれて男たちは向かう時の砂を越えるジャーニー鎖のよう連なる絡み合うだるま打ち込むのは Line up, line up, line up 光浴びせるのは誰だ未来残す希望流れる星のクルセイダーズかけるのは命守るべき愛とカードは配られたスタンド立ちはだかるオライナップオライナップオライナップ敵を倒しブレイクダウンブレイクダウンブレイクダウン道を開く魂のビジョンスタンド拳